morning and welcome back to the Uninformed Unks. Two unks, maybe even two great unks, maybe two gramps.
A slimmer looking unk.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate the compliment.
Oh, jolly good. I meant you, not me.
No, you meant you. You meant you. You are looking slim. You're looking very healthy. Very, very healthy.
I'm not trying. Listen, jabbing helps.
I'm
jabbing.
I've just got to say the comment. I've left this comment below. Labra.
I can't stand moaners.
Hold on. It says Labre CFCM. So the fact that it says Labre suggests to me that you are a man. Now, as a man up and don't ever use the fucking word ick again, because it is such a female. Well, either way, the term ick, a man using the term ick is absolute, like, it's a red card offence straight away. Straight red, and probably an 8-game ban. Like, it would go to the board, and the board would be saying, you know what, that's nasty work. That's potential manslaughter. 10-game ban, in fact. Wow. Anyway, in the words of Enzo Maresca, pre-season is over. The season begins. It's very poetic from Enzo. The club are really on this Enzo PR at the moment. Have you noticed?
Oh, they love him, mate.
I feel like maybe Pep didn't like doing all of the photo shoots, whereas Enzo's like, oh, yeah, you want a photo shoot? I've got a photo shoot. I'm here for a photo shoot. Apparently the vibes are good. We didn't even need to buy Jordan Henderson to make the vibes apparently good. Like, the vibes are just vibing. Everyone's happy. No Jordan Henderson. Imagine that. What are you doing? You're busy. You feel like you're busy. What are you watching?
Me? I'm sorry. I'm multitasking.
Yeah, you're not multitasking. Multitasking means when you're doing more than one thing. You're not doing more than one thing. You're literally you're typing and you're reading the comments. You're not multitasking.
I'm not actually reading the comments. I'm not. I swear down, I'm not.
But there's a few things to talk about. Obviously,
there's a lot to talk about.
Oh, is there? There's a lot to talk. There's a lot to talk about. Well, you can talk at me because I don't know that much. I was just blagging it. I think
how you do most days.
Breaking news. I'll let you know if the likes get over 150 likes. I will give you some breaking news. Actually, do you know last week? No, I don't want to ever lie to my the channel's followers, so there isn't breaking news from me at all. So just get the likes up.
So don't lie then.
Yeah, don't. But
breaking news: Enzo Maresca's our new manager. Oh shit!
Breaking news: our squad is too big. And it seems like Enzo Maresca is letting all the players decide as well. So he's
going to get bigger.
I feel like Viana's probably like, Enzo, have you decided who you want to sell yet?
I've got a bit of breaking news.
God, you are looking trim, you know, by the way.
Thank you. No, I am actually being serious. I am on jabs. I'm on the Manjaro. I'm not behind the thing with it.
The old Manjaro, bro. I'm one day I hope I will be on the Manjaro. I just need to get my bank balance up. Then I'll meet you there.
So thank you. No,
come on. What breaking news have you got for
tomorrow? Tomorrow, I think there'll be one in, one out. That will break.
Oh, what? And is that like? Are you confident? Because you know you're gonna get if this.
I'm gonna get shit. Now, yeah, I'm not 100% certain it'll be tomorrow, but.
Oh, so it's not tomorrow.
I've been told this evening.
Oh, hold on.
So I got told late last night. Rodri's very close to Barcelona. That's
hold on. There. Did you just literally, in a matter of seconds, say, "All right, it's not going to be tomorrow, but at some point this summer, someone's going to leave and someone's
no, I didn't say that. I said this week. Bouaddi will happen. Bouaddi's coming. That's virtually done.
I'll be honest with you.
And Rodri will be going to Barcelona, whether people don't like that or not. He will be going.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, both of them. I'm so bored. If I see one more person say, and I can't lie,
and it's not going to be at the 100 million everyone wants. It's going to be a lot less that everyone
for
is
Rodri?
expecting. Yes.
The one that I'm sick of seeing is Bouaddi. What is it? Bouaddi personal terms agreed.
Oh yeah, that was done weeks ago.
Well,
and then everyone just keeps rehashing it just to
I
make
don't know
news.
how Fabrizio Romano is even trying to claim a tap-in on that one. That's not a tap-in. Bro.
Yeah, Rodri, I think around about 60, 65, Rodri will go for.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Which I know people won't be happy about. So, I understand it.
Hold on, Martin. Have you just kind of done a Fabrizio tap-in here? Have you said, guess
what,
people?
No. Because I've been saying it for weeks that Rodri was. But I didn't think it'd be Barcelona.
But tonight.
Oh yeah, that was a Fabrizio tap-in.
You are literally saying, guess what? Rodri's going and Bouaddi's coming.
Yeah. No, but it's one. No, people are saying Bouaddi won't happen.
No, it will happen. I got told. I got told nearly a month ago that it's like.
No, we did a show earlier, and people were like, Rodri shouldn't go unless it's 100 mil and 105 and 80 and 90. Yeah. Them sums are not happening. No, and I think people have got this belief that Rodri wants to stay this extra year and run his contract down. It's like, does anyone ask Rodri that?
Doesn't. You know what? And fair play to him in a way that he's decided. I didn't realize. Do you know Barcelona have got 8 players that won the World Cup with Spain?
Yes.
I didn't realize that. That's a lot of players. So look, it is what it is. I feel like he'll probably never come to Manchester again. Like when my mate Joe sent me a picture and said, look, even the disposable barbecue is now gone, then I kind of thought, yeah, he's not looking to come back. He's due to come back on Friday, right? But I think his aim is
they were all due back Wednesday. I know Rodri had Friday because of his surgery.
Yeah. I'm interested to see.
I don't think you'll ever see Rodri in a City shirt ever again.
Do you think we will find out if this is a payment over 10 years or if this is a payment because it will be, here's 65 million for Rodri. In fact, no, here's 6.5 million for Rodri, and we'll give you the other 9 payments over a 10-year structure plan. And then meanwhile, Lille will probably be going, and if you want Bouaddi right now, right here, right now, this summer, then we need you to transfer the full 90 million before we even talk to you.
Yeah, you're not allowed to unveil him until the money's at our account.
Yeah.
For Rodri, the money comes in 2035.
Do you know what? I've kind of realised with the whole Barca thing? I saw it was a guy called Rudy who comes on South Stand sometimes, and he posts stuff in collaboration with South Stand on Instagram. By the way, that 90 million was just me making it up. That wasn't breaking news or anything. That was Daps just saying a number. But it probably will be about 90 million euros, I actually do think, for Bouaddi. But if you work that out in pounds...
Bouaddi, I got told around 80 million pounds.
Yes, which is probably about 90 million euros. So, yeah.
The trouble is, everyone does this. They deal in pounds, they deal in euros, we deal in dollars,
it's so annoying.
We deal in yen, we deal in all sorts of things.
I just wish all reports would report in the same damn... Like, if you are an English outlet, just report it in pound sterling. But... No, I was going to say, Rudy posted a thing about, I think we've been at the Etihad for 23 years. Does that sound about right to you?
Yeah, 23 years.
Yesterday, our first game was against Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Now, if you think about this, 23 years ago, yeah, because remember, even if you were to fast forward to 2008, when we were first bought out, that was the Gary Cook era, and that wasn't even the Spanish, the Barca boys, yeah?
No, when we moved into the Etihad, or the Coms as it was, then City of Manchester, that was the David Wardle era. Making David Wardle.
No, I'm not meaning then, but what I'm saying
when we got taken over, yeah.
But even when you fast forward to when we got taken over, even that wasn't the Barca era, right? That wasn't the Serrano. That was a Gary Cook and all that, yeah? So it is quite interesting that our first game at the Etihad was actually against Barcelona. When you think about the way, there was
Ronaldinho, there was Reisiger, Overmars, we had bloody Anelka, we had Nicholas Anelka. That was the Sean Goater goodbye. one, and the Ali Benabi a good buy.
But it's funny though that, you know, even back then, like the first team to play at our ground against us was Barca. We then go and bring in all the Barca boys. We're obviously the way the academies run and everything, and then Pep and this link with Barcelona, and all of us City fans that go to European aways are just saying, can we please just have Barcelona this year in the Champions League? Give us Barcelona. We don't want to play Real Madrid anymore. Give us Barcelona. But anyway, so that's one thing. Bouaddi is going to be coming in. Rodri is going to be leaving.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I wish him all the best. I hope he has it. Listen, I'm not going to do the snake shit and that. He just wants to go on. We've had the best of Rodri. We've had the 100% best of Rodri. He's won everything he can. Listen, money's money. The money doesn't come in my bank account. Don't go in your bank account. I don't know why everyone gets all higgledy-piggledy over the bloody money.
And the truth is, right, that you've got to remember that Rodri, after this move, is basically, I'm not going to say an unsellable asset, but Rodri, after this move, becomes an asset that is probably never going to generate significant money again, right, because of his age. It's not an asset that, as for people that, a lot of you will know this, some of you won't, that when companies buy things, they have two pots they can put them in: asset, or basically just something that you pay for and you'll never get money back on. So like,
it's like a car. I always refer to them like a car.
Yeah. Well,
they got to do the players depreciate the minute, or older players will depreciate the minute you put on the shirt.
The best way I would put it is, and this is literally from my old job and the job that I start on Monday, is you have CapEx and you have OpEx. CapEx is capital. It's something that you buy and it has a book value, and you put it on a book, and the value of the company, if someone's to value your company, all of the assets are listed. So say you buy a player for 100 million. For the first year, it's worth 100 million on the books. A year later, it'll probably be worth about 80 million. A year later, it'll be worth 60, etc., and it drops value. Rodri, we bought for how much? I think it was round about
65-ish.
Right. So basically,
so we're getting our money back-ish.
We've bought an asset. We're selling it for what we got it for, and
it's all profit now.
Yeah, and we've had what 6 or 7. Is it 7 years of great service?
We've had 7 years of the best of him. He's won everything.
Yeah.
We are going to make a profit because we've already amortized it and paid up the contract across the length, his original contract. Yeah. So it's done.
And the other thing that we do have to remember as well is that is, you know, Rodri's on about 250 a week now. If Rodri signed a new contract, that contract was probably going to be about 400 grand a week, right? Yeah. So you remove that 400 grand off of the books a week, yeah? That is a significant saving for the club. And all of this is relevant, right? Because we have to remember, we haven't won the league for 2 years. That's a lot of money that we've not won. And that's a lot of, as a league winner, your sponsorship would be higher as well. So all of these things are relevant. It means that we can now go and invest in a younger asset like Bouaddi, which has a great book value. And, you know, everyone was twerking for Bouaddi, probably because of the length of time the signing's gone on for. The twerking is a bit less, but it's good times. Other things, though, and we're going to talk about the tour a bit as well, but other things, Savinho and Marmoush. I mean, in fact, let's talk on Marmoush first, because Enzo's come out and spoke on him. He's come out and said, you know, I understand why he wants more game time. Every footballer should want more game time. But it's up to him. He needs to make a decision. I think something that's really interesting to me with Savinho and Marmoush is when you see them on tour, the whole of the tour, both of them look very happy. Neither of them look, you know, and the fact that City are still giving both of them plenty of airtime as well. To me, I don't know. I feel like on the Marmoush one, Marmoush and Savinho are very different in that Savinho's wage means that Savinho could be, you know, a lot of other people could pay a similar wage to us. Marmoush, on the other hand, I feel like that wage is one that makes it difficult to move Marmoush. We then go to the game. In fact, no, we then go to the back end of the season with Marmoush. Personally, back end of the season, I don't think he was great. We then go to the World Cup for Egypt. I think he was poor for Egypt. And then we go to the first half of the game against Atletico. And for me, if we had any other forward on the pitch, we probably would have been 2 or 3-1 up at half time, right? Because some of the balls that Savinho and Semenyo were putting in across the face of the goal in the first half, I think any other striker would have got on the end of it. But, you know, Marmoush, understanding him, the type of player he is, he's not a natural number 9. He's more of a second striker. He wasn't making those runs. But
I think he was told at half time start, mate, because we said that. We did a watch along. We said that.
You know what? It'd be very simple. If we were trying to do the Man City Enzo Maresca PR train, we would say right now, Enzo Maresca at halftime grabbed Marmoush and said, bro, you need to make those runs, because from the left and the right, they're whizzing balls across the box that, you know what, we'll speak on it a bit later, but things that Haaland would gobble up and you're not there. So we could give Enzo Maresca that. But it could have been Savinho, or it could have been Semenyo that said to him, look, mate, I'm putting it on the plate for you. You're not making the runs. But also, we have to say it could have been Marmoush that actually just thought, you know what?
It could have been. I don't know, because we said on the watch along, Savinho and Semenyo were beating the men and they were putting balls in that Haaland would gobble up every day of the week. And we were like, Marmoush was stuck on the 18-yard line.
Yeah.
And it's like, get in the box, gamble.
Do you know what it was? Because I was thinking, and for me, I said this in my match reaction, Semenyo yesterday was doing what we give Doku so much praise for all the time, right? Every single time Semenyo is beating his man. Every single time. And also sometimes from a stop position, right? But the slight difference between what we're so used to seeing with Doku over the last couple of years and what we saw with Semenyo was only a difference of angles.
Yeah.
Semenyo gets to the touchline and he puts it backwards, right? And often Haaland's not there. And maybe that would have been a better place for Marmoush. Maybe Marmoush would have got on the end of them. But he was whizzing them across... he was whizzing them kind of more in a straight line that was just simply a get your foot on it and it's going in. Where are you with Marmoush, though? And I know you will be honest, but where are you with Marmoush?
I think he's an excellent player. I don't think, one, he suits the Premier League. Maybe I'm wrong. The other side of it is, I don't think it's fair for him to be a backup for the rest of his. Listen, while he's here, he's not going to play a lot of football. Everyone's got this thing of, well, Haaland will sit out these games. Haaland will sit out them games. Has anyone asked Haaland that?
Yeah. Right. Haaland won't want to sit out.
Yeah.
The key thing is Haaland...
You can rest him for a game or two, but that's it. It doesn't matter if Marmoush bags an hat-trick while Haaland's resting. Haaland's still coming back in the damn team.
But we've got to remember as well now that, you know, we haven't got a World Cup for another 3 years. We haven't got Euros for another 2 years. So at the moment, I don't see Haaland needing or wanting to rest at the moment. Like, for me, Haaland has records he wants to hit, and that involves scoring a lot of goals. So I can't see where Haaland would want to be rested. The other thing is, with the way that Maresca plays, you know, Maresca does love to rely on wingers, right? And direct wingers. Could Marmoush play on the left? And would he be direct off the left? Maybe. But
no. Can you see him getting in ahead of Semenyo, Doku? I mean, right now, I'll be honest with you, I quite like Savinho the way he's playing right now.
I agree. We're going to move on to Savinho as well. But
the thing is,
one, Bo. You didn't say another one that from what we've seen,
or Mongo, whichever one of those two we got.
Nope. Another one. Bro, Ait Nouri's been playing as left winger when he's been
Ait
coming.
Nouri, yeah, he's a great example. Yeah.
So it is kind of like at the moment, he's back up to Haaland. Now, if we were to sell him, and as someone said this, which is a really valid point in a post, if we were to sell Marmoush and Haaland was to pick up an injury, because we've been pretty lucky with Haaland injuries over the last couple of years, then would it be, why have we sold Marmoush?
Yeah.
And that's
you're never going to get this totally correct. You're always going to get, if we did this, we should have done. Hindsight is a wonderful thing in football.
It's the best thing in the world.
It's a wonderful thing in life.
Yeah.
If it had took left instead of going right, I'd have been there.
That's why we all want to be Marty McFly.
You know what I mean? Everyone can do the hindsight situation. But these players, Marmoush is not 19. He's what, 26?
Yeah.
He needs to be playing football. He's not going to play regular football. Listen, Maresca said it after he compared him to James Trafford.
Yeah.
That is all I needed to hear in that post-match. I was like, when I saw done.
When I saw that comparison, cheers, Martin. You've just killed this whole conversation because I don't know where to go with this now. He literally said, "You're spot on, though." From our manager, who's compared him to a player that has just left the club
because he wasn't playing.
It's like, okay, this is awkward. And then Marmoush
got asked if he
Marmoush got asked if he ever will use props to celebrate, and it's like, well, by the looks of it, he's not going to get to celebrate at this club.
I don't. I'm not. Then people go, "Oh, you're being a dick." No, I'm not being a dick. I'm just telling you as it is on paper, guys. I'm sorry.
It doesn't look good. If you say
that's not
I'm going to use
me.
Of all the examples, to use James Trafford as the example was nasty work from Enzo Maresca.
Yeah, it's like he's just left. He has just gone. And we're saying, you're basically James Trafford, mate. Oh, right. Why is he going to Leeds as well, then? What are we doing here?
Listen. If Leeds can afford to pay Marmoush's wages on top of James Trafford's wages, because remember, James Trafford was not on peanuts at sea, then that shows you that right now...
people do this all the time. Because you're not begging him to stay, right? You've got an agenda on it. No, I don't. I just want the guy. I think the guy needs to play football. He's not 19. He's 26, 27. He needs to be playing football.
But here's someone's. I always wonder how to pronounce your name, Cass. Cass, how do you pronounce? Is it DJ in or is it Dejin or is it DJ in? 1856. But this kind.
I think that's Dejin.
Dejin is. I don't know if it's D. Yeah, is it DJIN? Is it Dejin? Anyway, either way, shout to you because I know you follow both channels. But when you say, how does a transfer work for him on those wages? This is my thing because you look at someone like Calvin Phillips, right? Or Jack Grealish, two really good examples that they're still at the club because probably other clubs couldn't afford to pay their wages. So with Marmoush, because he's on mega wages, and I can't imagine, not many people, especially at his age, want to take wage cuts, right? You want a wage increase. You don't want to be going down.
Yeah.
So how would it, because a loan is not good. I can't lie, to be loaning out Marmoush is not a good look.
No.
It's not a good look. You know, Jack Grealish...
I don't think it is anyway.
No, I think it's a bad look. Loaning out a player after a year and a half is a bad look. I'll be honest with you. It shows that we've done bad business. And furthermore, when they're on a wage like that, because if you loan them out, you know that you're then probably paying 2/3 of their flipping wages as well. It's a very bad look. Look, Calvin Phillips is a multi-millionaire because of this. So...
Jack Grealish is.
Yeah, Jack Grealish as well. Sorry, I just want to do super chats really quickly.
I know what he's right.
Appreciate this one from Solomon. Long time no speak, saying, hope you're well. How come you don't film with Rants anymore? It's quite simply that basically me and Rants had massive beef and ended up having a huge punch up outside one stop, sorry. So we don't film anymore. No, I'm joking. It's literally, shout out Rants. It's literally because the job that I've been doing for the last 6 months.
You know that's going to be on X in a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be clipped up, but I know me and Rants speak, so it doesn't matter. He'll take it as banter, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's literally because my day job is from 1 in the afternoon to 8 at night, so there's not time. I'm starting a new job on Monday, so hopefully me and Vance will get something cracking again afterwards. But big love for the super chat, bro. Also, I don't know what these are yet. Cass has been telling me about these, but shout out to City Vibes Only 1894 for sending me 2 jewels. Sparkles.
I was going to ask you what all these jewels was.
I don't quite know, bro, but I think it's like, TikTok, you can send like, I think it's like that. So anyway, I've got 2 sparkling jewels. Oh, hold on. I've got another 2 jewels, but these ones are not sparkling. And I've also got...
Are they family jewels?
What? So I'm basically being sent 6 bollocks. Brilliant. And shout out to, again, and then also shout out to my Bedford buddy, 4 Prem in a row for the super chat. Big love, bro, as always. I know you were waiting for a live. Well, here it is. So I've seen Jay's in the chat. Shout out Jay, and he's saying that conversations with Marmoush has already happened. I don't know, but I feel like Tottenham, Marmoush might happen. Tottenham are apparently paying big money at the moment, and they're willing to.
Newcastle an interesting Marmoush as well.
Oh, by the way, have you seen that Newcastle?
Been rejected again.
Well, they can't only not keep their players, but they're now being rejected by a Højbjerg that's 31 years old. Bro, I didn't realise people hate the northeast of England so much. I mean, listen, to any footballer watching this, just to let you know, Newcastle is not as bad as Middlesbrough, okay?
No.
But it's still pretty bad, but it's not as bad as Middlesbrough. They've got a Phoenix. Remember when Manchester had a Phoenix?
Yeah.
They've got a Phoenix. It's got a Greg's champagne bar in it. So, footballer's wife could go there and have a Greg's sausage roll while they're sipping on a glass of it probably would be
top of the thing, a Greg's sausage roll.
Imagine trying to.
I'll tell you what, I bet Bouaddi can't wait to get in Greg's and go and have a sausage roll.
Bro,
welcome to Manchester.
Well, Bouaddi would not have a sausage roll because he's Moroccan. So, he might have a vegan one. He'd have a vegan one. Cass, you're right. He'd have a vegan one. He would have a vegan one.
Yeah, he could have a vegan. He might have a jammy donut. You don't know.
Oh, do you know what? What are the jammy ones from? They're called pink jammy.
Yeah.
Well, they're not just jammy, but they've got pink icing on as well.
I don't know. I don't eat that crap no more.
I jab. Hi, guys. Look at me. Oh, yeah, I've got a sponsor for you. I had to fuck them off. You can have them now.
Manjaro.
No. If it was Manjaro, you can sponsor it. But when it's something that's claiming it does everything in the world, but then asks you to also do everything in the world, it's not a great product. Anyway, enough of that. So
nothing beats a sausage, bean, and cheese melt, though. Get him on one of them.
Nah. They're too mashed up for me. I'd prefer it more if I like my sausage meaty.
We're past the watershed. You're all right.
Anyone got any more sparkling bollocks for me? Pause.
Yeah.
Right. So we think
get
that
Marmoush, in.
I feel like we need to get rid of Marmoush, sadly. And not just for us, sometimes it is for the player as well.
Listen, we have to tell somebody. I had this debate earlier on. We did a show, me and Tone, and I was there. And we were coming up with players. We're going through the squad. And everyone we mentioned, no keep. I'm like, is anyone leaving?
Yeah.
Is anybody actually leaving at this point? Because people want a 50-man squad. Let's not sell anyone, but we're going to buy another 5 players. We're not selling nobody.
No, but the thing is, you're talking about what us as fans are saying. But the bigger problem is that it looks like our manager's quite happy with the big squad as well.
Hey, and I think that's absolutely amazing. But I think I'm all right with a big squad. But I think there's a big squad. And then because by the way, everyone's keeping some of the EDS lads now. They're promoting them, which is great. There's more bodies. For some,
but do they count?
We worked this out the other day.
So I know you're good at doing all of this working out. Do the EDS bodies count?
No, they don't count in the squad for the numbers, but they will count towards Maresca's choosing a match day squad.
Right.
So
I feel like
this is where they don't count in the squad, but they do count to Maresca. This is the bit I'm trying to. There is a definition. Maresca can't just ignore Makeda and go, you're not included because according to the squad, you're too young.
And I guess this is a hard one, right? Because with the EDS players, the best thing would be, well, in one way, the best thing would be they stay with the EDS, they play games with the EDS, but if we need to call them up, we call them up. The only problem with that is that they're not getting experience in the training sessions with the first team. No. So they need to be in and around the first team.
And it's very hard to play in front of 300 people.
Yeah. This is what Pep spoke about.
And then, by the way, guys, come and play in front of 40,000 next week.
Bro, it's exactly what Pep spoke about it before, kind of towards the end of his time at City. He actually did speak about it.
It's not as simple as what...
Yeah.
The trouble is with fans, and I do it, we all do it. We talk in very simplistic terms. We do it with transfers. Right, you've agreed the fee, but why is the player not here? Well, then you go into a payment structure negotiation. It's like, again, for the analogy. I'll try and put it in the best way. It's like when you buy a house, you agree with the mortgage price, then you agree how much you're going to pay it over, the length of time, the down payment, all that sort of stuff then begins.
So I've got this, cloud accountancy. I see you a lot, so shout out you for watching the channel. But this right here, sell Phillips, sell Grealish,
my whole point.
Sell Marmoush, sell Rico, sell Reinders. Very simple. The only problem, bro, is that, however, and by the way, I, on paper, agree with you, right? I genuinely agree with pretty much everything you've said, apart from the very end of it, where you put very simple, right? Selling Phillips. Now, Phillips is on about 150 grand a week, I believe, right? And here's the key thing. For any sale to happen, not one, not two, but 3 people need to agree, right? The club, the buying club. Oh, you were being ironic. Okay, fair enough. So I won't be patronizing then if you're being ironic, my bad. But to anyone, so this isn't aimed towards you, but the 3 things is the buying club, the selling club, and the person need to agree, right?
Yeah, there are people who actually do think it is. I know cloud accountancy is being ironic.
I've seen,
but there are people who think it is very simple.
Bro, 100%. I've seen, let me be clear with you. I've seen fucking journalists put that this is, I mean, I'm going to say it. I've seen Fabrizio fucking Romano say this deal is all down to Rodri, right? It's in Rodri's hands. Listen, buddy, it isn't, yeah? Because if the right number is not submitted, City do not have to accept. Same time, the club that is buying has to submit the right number. Same time, the player himself has to agree it. Now, this is the problem for City, that I think most clubs would pay the money we would want for Phillips, would pay the money we would want for Grealish, would pay the money we would want for Marmoush, would pay the money we would want for Rico, would pay the money we would want for... No, actually, not Reinders. They probably wouldn't. But anyway, predominantly, most clubs would pay the money that we want. But the problem is, because we pay our players so well, that players will sit there and say... Now, you know what? If you're only going to pay me, like Phillips right now, no one's looking to pay Phillips 150 grand a week. No one. Not a single person. Listen, Phillips could have a 16-inch slong, yeah, and a princess that has not had sex for 10 years would not pay 150 grand for Calvin Phillips, right? Calvin Phillips is not getting 150 grand a week anywhere. He's not getting 80 grand a week anywhere. So he will go, do you know what? I'm chilling. I'll stay. The same with Marmoush. Marmoush has probably got 4 years left on about 350 grand a week.
Contracts are legal. You can't just... Yeah, kind of get, and I mean, like Spicy's put on there. Oh, just stick him in the under-21s. To do what? They're not allowed to play.
Who are we talking about? Calvin Phillips? That would be hilarious.
You're not. You can't play older players in the EDS. I think you get away with 1. What, you can't stick 4 or 5 there and just enjoy, because that's their end of their career. They're not playing football. They're doing a Sterling. They're doing a Winston Bogard from years ago.
Yeah, and do you know what? The thing is, even Jack Grealish, what's it called, was saying today on TalkSport, a Bondahor who actually does speak to Jack. And it was a Bondahor, who was he on with? He was on with quite funny. Jamie O'Hara. And Jamie O'Hara was saying, do you think Jack will go back to Everton? Do you think Jack will do this? Do you think Jack will do that? And he said, I wouldn't be surprised if Jack stays at City. Now, if you're Jack Grealish, who's had the last year that he had, because last year, and you could probably say his last 2 years, but you could certainly say last year. In his last year, he played football for probably about 4 months, was great. Living in the same house that he already lives in, and then got injured, right? He's not yet back to full fitness, right? In fact, he's not even training yet, I believe. I think he's doing light cardio. If you're Jack Grealish right now, you're kind of used to not working, right? If someone says to you, right, if you stay at City for the next 9 months, which 3 of them is going to be getting your fitness back, and then the next 6 months is going to be you in a shop window when you get a chance. And Maresca will use him. He will use Jack Grealish. But then after that, mate, you're on a free contract and you can go wherever the hell you want and you pocket the whole damn transfer fee. And for the next 9 months, you're going to be being paid the same as you are. If I was Jack Grealish, I'd go, do you know what? I'll stay where I am, because it then means he can probably go back to Aston Villa, who pay well, and pocket a massive signing on fee. So I think Grealish will stay. I don't think he's in any rush to go. And I do think he'll get game time as well.
So I keep hearing this. Someone goes, well, Rico Lewis. The trouble is, yes, right, we can say there are interested parties in Lewis, which there are a number of.
Yeah.
But are they willing to pay the money we are asking for?
How many?
And then they say,
do you know his contract? Do you know what Rico's contract?
He's still got about 3. We only signed a contract last year.
Right.
He signed it 1 year. I think it's till 2028, 2029.
I think the other thing with, and this comment's really true, I do think we have fucked up on wages a bit. I'll be honest with you. I think some players have been paid too much.
Stefan Bolton said that. He said our wage bills out of control. And it is. And it's like the midfield thing is also a bit wild, because we're looking at each other today. And I was thinking about it, because you know when Simon Bajowski and Jack Gall come out with, if Reinders goes, they're going to replace. Yeah. If Rodri goes, they're going to replace on top of Anderson and Bouaddi.
Yeah, I see that.
That's fine. So that's 4. Rico Lewis, Nico G, and Kovacic is going to stay. And you got Foden and Shirky. You've got 9 midfielders here. 9 I don't mean wingers, central midfielders. 9 of them.
Yeah.
Even 70 games is not enough for 9.
I think this is probably where at the moment and this is where it's so difficult, that I do believe that going into this transfer window, and I still think at this point that Viana, Khaldoon, apparently even the Sheikh, Enzo Maresca, and probably a few players, probably people like Haaland, senior players, want to see some new signings. But, and the big but is that...
Because we all love a new signing. Again.
And we all love a big butt as well. Female, by the way.
So were you today? Are you a bit deprived? Are you a bit...
Well, I mean, listen...
There's a lot of innuendos coming out.
Well, you know what? I'll be honest with you. I actually was having this conversation with somebody the other day, and... I kind of realised I actually haven't for a while, you know, because I've been more focused.
I can tell because you're sounding a bit feisty today, you. Yeah, Cass, watch out.
No.
Cass, lock your bedroom door tonight.
Hey, listen, the good news is I'm going on a date on Saturday. So, you know, everything, I mean, not on a first date. I would never do that.
Right, sorry, can I ask Jay this question? Because we had this big debate the other day about this. We won't see any midfielders coming in.
I think we'll be fine if.
Can I just ask this question, Jay? Is Jay telling me Simon Bajowski and Jack Garner are lying?
Oh, is this ITK beef right now?
No, I'm asking Jay, because Jay said, he had said to me the other day we were wrong. So is Jack Garn and Simon Bajowski telling lies that if they leave, they're going to be replaced? And that was word for word what they've said.
I think the hardest thing is...
That's all I'm asking. It's an open question.
Jay, you can answer that in the comments. And I said we won't see many. Okay. For me, I feel like at the moment, it is a kind of thing where the ideal is that we do bring some more players in. But I think the problem is that we can't bring more players in unless we sell some players. And it is that simple. And that's probably why we are seeing Maresca trying Rico Lewis in the middle. And, you know, because at the end of the day, I think the other one with Rico Lewis that's really interesting is the fact that Rico Lewis also, I believe, is very happy at Man City, right? I feel like Rico Lewis is in a place where he seems like quite a humble guy. From what I've heard, Rico Lewis is a very humble guy. You know, I've met his family a few times on European aways, and very humble, nice people. They're still there with all the fans and whatever else, you know, sitting in the stands. They're a very humble family. He's a Manchester kid. He's just got married. And I actually feel like Rico Lewis is like, I'm cool playing for the club that I love, you know. And I know nowadays that does sound mad, but it does happen sometimes that sometimes players are very happy. You know, you've got to remember that when Rico Lewis was 17 years old, he saw the lot, everything, right? Mm-hmm. You know, if this was a foreign player, we'd be talking about him completing football. Rico Lewis has seen the damn lot, yeah? Rico Lewis was probably closer to Phil Foden's son's age when they're on that coach with the Champions League than he was Pep Guardiola's age, yeah? And he's seen the whole fucking lot for the club that he loves. So I think with Rico, it is a bit of a... And maybe Rico also thinks, if I go... Because I got told Everton were looking at Rico Lewis as a right-back, right? Now,
I know they were looking at him. I didn't know what position it was.
I got told it's a right-back. Now,
right.
if you're Rico Lewis and you've grown up playing in a midfield role, and you, like every other Manchester City fan, knows that your best position is in midfield, and you know that at City, although you might start in a right-back position, you will end up in the middle of the park. And you know what? In some Champions League games, you will get to play in a more advanced role. And then you get linked with Everton and they want you in a right-back role. Well, you know that at Everton, you are being played in a right-back role where your job is to be a right-back. Yeah, under David Moyes, your right-back is being a right-back. That's not good for his future. That is not good for his future at all. So,
but here's my thing then, right? So if Rico, this is my thing. Rico Lewis, and this is what he said. He wasn't happy because he played, I think, less than 300 minutes last season, total game time.
Yeah.
Do you see him getting more than that again this year?
And Sam's just said this. I agree with you. I don't need to bet with you because I wouldn't bet you a penny because I agree with you, right? But Rico Lewis, madly, after probably his first year or so, his game time has reduced every year, right? But Rico Lewis is still very happy at Manchester City. This is the thing. Does he want more game time? Yes. But, you know, he's been under Maresca before and he does seem quite happy. Look, for me personally, I've said it so many times on Rico. I hope Rico gets to go to a club that he gets to play in the middle of the park. I think him going and playing for an Everton team under David Moyes.
What about Crystal Palace?
Crystal Palace, Brighton, maybe he's a bit to a higher level now.
I'd even say someone like an Ipswich, a Coventry.
The only problem, I personally, right, my cap's not white. It's actually like baby blue. This is actually,
by the way, there was no cap. I put this on some going like a balding sod. So
this is from my mum. Got it from Norway. She was on a Scandinavian.
Because he has. The thing is, that quote is in my head. He has said he wants to play regularly. He didn't enjoy last season. Yeah. He's not going to play regularly. See, this is the difference between him and Nico G. Nico G has done a quote and he said, "I'm happy sitting on the bench," which is great. Not a problem. Great. You need soldiers in an army. And I look at Nico G and I see a soldier.
You're not going to war yet.
Great. Rico Lewis has got to, he's not happy being a soldier. He wants to be a lieutenant. He wants to be a captain. He wants to be a more important person.
Yeah. I agree with you, and I think he's at the point now. I was going to say he's not a kid anymore, but he is still a kid.
No, we've got to stop treating him like a kid as well.
But he is, you know, he's 20, soon to be 21, if not already. I said probably last summer, maybe even the summer before, that personally, I wanted to see Rico Lewis loaned out to a team like Palace, a team like Brighton, that will play him in a midfield role. And I personally feel that when we're loaning players out now, we should start to say, we'll loan you this player, but we need to know what your plan is with him and how you're going to play him. But now, unfortunately, I think loan too late. Rico Lewis needs to be sold. But if I was Rico, I would be. I'm just trying to check this Ben Jacobs.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing.
Oh, why do people do this? Well, one thing, moving on, and people, there is 253 people in here, which is great, especially while other shows are on. So I appreciate that. If I could ask all of you to like the video, if you haven't already, let's please get those likes high.
Ben Jacobs has not said anything.
No, I've just gone and checked. But if anyone that is watching this, please, if you could like the video, it will really help the channel. It will push it out to more people, even when it ends. Also, just one other super chat from...
this has come out of Sky Sports today.
One sec. Yosef Ibrahim has said, worry is if Haaland and Semenyo are out, who is ST? Right. So, I hear you on this one. But you've just listed 2 strikers. I don't know too many clubs that have 2 strikers, right?
Yeah, you're coming up with worst case scenario there.
This is a worst case scenario. Now, I understand that, you know, back in the day we had Aguero, Tevez, Zeko, and Balotelli. We had Aguero, Jovic, Balotelli, and the Beast, right? So yes, back in the day you used to have 4 strikers. Now, you don't, right? And I just saw the perfect comment. There we go. False 9. We have to remember we are the club that won a Premier League with a false 9, right? So I think we're good with that. But
I've got a question for you in a minute.
Just on the Ben Jacobs thing, I did hear Ben Jacobs today. So Ben Jacobs goes on TalkSport 2 or 3 times a day. And just gives little updates on things. And he did speak on Adam Wharton today. He said that before the transfer window opened, Manchester City inquired about Adam Wharton. He said, but bizarrely, Adam Wharton is the one player in his position that there doesn't really seem to be any movement on whatsoever. He said, and it does look like Man City's target is Bouaddi. He said, however, if Rodri was to go, then they would consider that maybe Manchester City later in the window would be cheeky towards Crystal Palace and try a bid for Wharton. So he did say that. Now, I'm just going to, while you talk now, and you can ask me the question, I'm just going to search.
Because this does worry me.
Go on.
Well, I know it's going to cause controversy, but I just this Enzo Fernandez move is not disturbing.
Sorry, bear with me. Door's just gone. Bear with me 1 second. You entertain the crowd.
I don't know where I'm at with this Enzo Fernandez thing. I'm really torn with it. Again, I think he's a very good player. The guy is a disgusting human being. And it worries me because I do think there will be genuine interest in there with him. I'm hoping the price is too much and we get priced out. I just don't want him. Sky reported it today. Yeah, there's something. This Enzo stuff doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't sit well. And I know people will say second chances and all that. The second chance I understand, but then he come out with his comment. And I don't think sometimes, I think he's one of these people who speaks before he thinks. I love English people. I've got 3 of them cleaning my house. Like, well, you've just destroyed what you've just said there. Firstly, you know what I mean?
Sorry, I've just returned to you talking about having 3 people cleaning your house while you're on Manjaro. Have you just won a bet or something?
I've won a bet with Tonya.
No, look, Enzo Fernandez, I heard you on LB's channel the other night, I think it was, or maybe even a week ago, but I heard you on there, and fair play, mate, because sometimes you have to have morals, right? And, you know...
Yeah, I can't sell me morals because he's a good player.
It's such a hard one because my, you know, and you can split two things, talk about two things, but come out with an overall opinion. Now, my opinion on Enzo Fernandez as a footballer is I don't think he's absolutely amazing, right? And I think we also have to remember that Enzo Fernandez will not cost pennies, right? Enzo Fernandez will cost a lot of money. You got to remember he was one of Chelsea's record signings, right? It's going to cost a lot of money. Now, do I think that Enzo Fernandez is a good player? Yes, I do, right? I actually think for a player in his position, whatever position it is...
If we were talking purely football, I wouldn't actually have an overall issue with it.
From a purely football point of view, right, he gets stuck the fuck in. He's a shithouse, right? Which we all know we hate shithouses when they play for other clubs, but when they play for us, we absolutely love them, right? Absolutely love them. But as Jay said, this guy's going to cost 100 million minimum, right? He gets numbers as well, by the way, for a player that is a shithouse. He also gets good numbers. But here's the thing. And people were straight away in the comments, they said this, I've seen this when we spoke on it before, they've said, well, in that case, are we talking about every Argentinian player? No, we are not, right? There's been several things with Enzo Fernandez that just tells me he's not a very nice person, okay? You know what? If someone... I'll be... sorry, just one thing. Because people say about someone was on... Like, I think someone said Alvarez was on the coach when the song was being sung. He was. Now...
And by the way, I went against Alvarez. That was part of the reason I decided to dislike Alvarez.
But the another thing I would also say is that sometimes people, for their own reasons, stay quiet when things that are bad happen, right? Now, maybe they should talk up more. I think Neville once spoke about that racism in the dressing room, that for years, some players have just sat there and not really said much, and that actually everyone needs to call it out.
Yeah.
But for their own reasons, maybe they're not the type of person that does call things out, right? Zabba wasn't about, Zabba was before that. And listen, let me be clear. This is certainly not all Argentinians are bad people. Definitely not. This is
because someone's mentioned what about Roller.
Yeah,
because we've signed Roller.
We can all do this. We can all do this, and we can talk about this. First and foremost, this is not about Argentina. This is about Argentinian players that were on that coach. Now, secondly, there could be Argentinian players that are on that coach that just didn't have the bollocks to call it out, right? It could just be as simple as that. Someone's just mentioned that. Where is that Cantona picture? Thank you very much. He keeps doing this. Keeps fucking doing this. There we go. Thank you very much. That's better.
Is that Daps? Is that Cass doing that?
Yeah. Keep doing it. Keeps fucking doing it. Thank you. I appreciate you telling me.
Well,
I would spit on it, but...
Hey, we're past 9 o'clock. I'm off now. I can swear. I'm trying to tone swearing down during the daytime stream.
Just to be clear, I'm not trying to tarnish every single Argentinian. I'm not even trying to tarnish every Argentinian that was on the coach because there can be people that are on the coach that just don't...
Messi wasn't on the coach.
But people have their reasons. Listen, I think 99.9% of people have once in their lifetime see something happen that is wrong and just cross the road. And shout to anyone that always doesn't cross the road and confronts it. Yeah, shout at you. You are a great human being. But sometimes there can be reasons why you're just like, you know what? Not today, not in the mood. So many different reasons. What they were singing was wrong. But there's been things with Enzo Fernandez. For me,
it's not just one incident.
Nah, it's not. I'm sorry. I don't like him as a person, right? Now, and it's very difficult if he comes to the club because then what?
I just. I mean, you know what it is? What
by the way,
right with me is our owners.
If this is true, then he's a shithouse as well. Fuck it. He is a shithouse.
And I will research that then.
Yeah.
But the one thing I will say is our owners have had to deal with disgusting racism in this Premier League. You know.
Yep.
We all heard the Arsenal email that went out from the chief exec that was leaked and shouldn't have been out there, and the language that was used. You know,
look, it's simple and short. That
it doesn't. What do you know what they're going to do? They're going to buy him and put him as the faces of the city and the community.
Yeah, but bro, it's very simple. Racism is racism. Yeah.
Yeah.
It isn't only racism to a particular demographic. Racism is racism. The end. Yeah. You can't pick and choose. Shout out to what's that? Cade Hargreaves with the 200 joules jamming. Love. Oh, and another 200 joules jamming. Oh, I'm getting used to these joules.
This isn't about whether you're black, whether you're Muslim, whether you're Asian. This is nothing to do
Norwegian,
with where you are from. This is not. Yeah, this is
Cambodian.
And people say, well, Matt, you're getting emotional.
By the way,
I get emotionally invested in every single player that puts on the blue shirt. Why? Because I'm a Manchester City fan. I'm an emotionally invested into them.
Yeah. And this is the thing. It's hard because how do you become emotionally invested?
Why do you think we sing songs about them?
Yeah, you can't become emotionally invested about someone that ultimately you think's a bad human because you will. It's techie. Another 200 jamming. I'm jamming a lot. Right. I don't know how I'm going to deal with all these joules, to be fair.
What the hell is this joules thing?
The problem is, if it's like TikTok where you keep sending them and it's great, as a YouTube long-form content creator, it's quite difficult because you can't shout it out every single time you get joules.
What is 200 joules worth?
Are you on TikTok? No idea. But on TikTok,
that might be 50 quid. It might be 12p. And by the way, I'm not saying slagging off the donation. Just saying.
No, I appreciate.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't. I'll look into it a bit more.
Does Daps need to say a massive thank you to you? Or does he need to call him a cheap bastard?
Nah, because if it's blue, it's cheap. Yeah. If it's
you know what I mean?
I think if it's on Super Chats, they're different colours, so it's like that. But I appreciate every
penny. I don't know.
But I was actually having a conversation with another content creator yesterday, and he was asking me about Super Chats, and I was like, I don't get many Super Chats on the channel, but I find it really awkward. Like, I find it really awkward, like pushing Super Chats, because it's like you shouldn't need to. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, put your comments in.
Don't forget the YouTube 40% cut.
Yeah, the 40%. But that might change soon. Like, watch this space. There's people that actually can get access. So do you know that YouTube only sell about 50% of their space? 50% of it they don't bother selling, and there's people that can actually get access to that. Anyway, let's move on to the Divine. He's going Southampton.
Yes, Divine Mwamba.
Yeah.
Mwamba, whatever.
One thing I would say about that, right, that shows me is that you can be on tour and you can have a great tour, and the next day you can be shifted.
Yeah. Oh, that deal was already sorted, mate.
Yeah, and it kind of does show you that with Savinho and Marmoush and any other player that's had a good tour, featured a lot, that doesn't mean that they're going to be a starter, right? And I think Southampton's a good move because Southampton, they would be in the Premier League if it wasn't for the fact that they spied on the team. And I don't know if you've seen any of the news around the... have you seen anything about the Jose Mourinho documentary?
No.
Right, so there's a Jose Mourinho documentary coming out tomorrow. It looks really good, right?
Is that the one on Netflix?
Yeah. And
other providers are available.
There's a couple things in it. So firstly, Jose Mourinho signed a contract with Manchester United.
Oh, yeah, right? To take over after Fergie.
Yeah. But then had a change of mind. But then another thing is, and I don't know if it's on the documentary or if it's come out talking about the documentary, but basically John Terry has said that one day they turned up to training and Jose Mourinho pulled him into the video room and said to him, I want you to watch something. And it was a video from the Bolton training the day before, right? Literally 24 hours before. And it says, and basically it's Sam Allardyce. You can hear Sam Allardyce shouting at some of the Bolton players, don't bother marking this Chelsea player. Don't bother marking that Chelsea player. You don't need to worry about them, right? So Jose Mourinho was doing it years ago, right? Southampton, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, they just got caught because some idiot. I mean, if you're going to do it, I mean, it's like when they say, if you're going to cheat properly. Don't send the kids to stand behind a bloody tree with an iPhone going, hey, isn't this good? I mean, use your brains a bit.
Peekaboo.
You know, what is this?
For a start off, me, because of my eyesight, I'd be like this.
For a start off, if I saw someone peeking behind the tree with a phone, I'd be ringing the police. I wouldn't be like, you know what I mean? I'd be like, what's going on?
Do you know the maddest thing about it all, from what I've heard, is that apparently it was Fergie pretty much that offered Jose Mourinho the contract. Now, if that doesn't tell you, that a fuck.
But I thought he chose Moyes. I thought he was the chosen one.
Moyes was probably about the 8th choice deep down. He was like, fuck it, I can't get no one else. I'll get another Scotsman. But anyway, so Divine is going there on loan.
I think it's a good move.
It's a good move. It's a good level. It's a good level. It's a good level to play at. Very good level.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I think it's a great level for him. I do see one of McAdoo or Monga will go out on it as well. I think one will stay, one will probably go on loan, whichever one that is.
Do you know, I feel like I've said this to you last week, that although McAdoo does look good, you know, we've got limited experience at our club of Monga, but Monga has factually played 34 games in the Championship already, which, listen, if Divine
played 200 minutes in the Premier League.
Yeah, if Divine gets 34 games in the Championship next season, we'll be very happy. That will be a successful loan spell, right? So with that, and I think the other thing we have to remember is that it was Enzo Maresca. So Man City walked away from Monga last summer. Enzo Maresca came into the club and told the club, go and get that kid, right? I think there could be a relevance to, however much I personally think from what I've seen, McAdoo looks great.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I would say, McAdoo does play naturally on the right, whereas Monga is more of a left-sided, and we are so flipping stacked on the left. But the one we need to talk about, the last one, Monga can play both wings, house captain. I hear you. But...
And then we've also got Macassa, don't forget, who's just signed a new deal.
Yeah. Is he injured, by the way?
Don't know. Because he wasn't used a lot. I mean, he wasn't really used a lot on the tour. Sangara, I'd sell. I don't think Sangara is going to make it.
I've seen Jemba Bar looks like he's going to be leaving as well.
Jemba Bar, yes. He wasn't even taken on the
not Jemba Bar, Juma Bar, sorry. Yeah, but no, the Macassa one on the tour was a bit interesting. That's why I asked.
Should we get to everyone's favourite player, everyone's favourite Brazilian?
Yeah, well, I was just going to say on the Monga thing real quick. I know Monga can play both sides, but where I am right now is we have so many people that can play both sides that look worse on the right, that if we have a player that can actually play on the right, I would rather a player that can play on the right than a player
we just don't use him.
So let's get to the.
We have someone who can play on the right. No one wants to play him on the right.
Who?
Doku. He's right-footed. He played with Stade Rennes.
I'll be honest with you. I hear it, and what I would love to see is, because I actually feel like, you know, watching Semenyo on the left, basically,
I'm not taking him out,
bro. It's one of those ones where you could say, do you know what? Semenyo's better on the left than he is on the right. Or alternatively, you could say Semenyo looks better on the wing under Maresca than he does under Pep, right? So what I'm doing is that, yes, it could be Semenyo looks better on the left, but it could also be that the way that Maresca plays also makes him look on the left. That's why with Doku, I personally think Doku on the left and centre, to me, has looked better than when I've seen him on the right. But under Maresca, that could look different.
So here's my question for you. What are you using your wingers for under Maresca with what you've seen in the 3 games and what you've heard?
To be as direct as living hell.
Put crosses in, basically. What was Doku doing on the left-hand side under Pep?
Cutting it back every single time.
Cutting in and shooting on what foot?
I can't remember. Right, okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
You look, a lot of his goals were on his right foot. Right. They were coming in and hit it with his right. Just put him on the right wing and have him hitting his man and putting the balls in with his right foot.
Oh, Put your balls in with your foot. Jesus, that's a technique.
You really need to get some. You need to get some.
Bro, how do you put balls in with your feet? You are multi-jointed. No,
also very kinky. That
something extremely kinky. You foot fetish man. Anyway,
just what's wrong with the old days? Right foot put a right foot up, puts a right foot
absolutely.
In,
bring back
a left
Peter
foot, puts a left foot across
Bring back Peter Beagrie and do a flip afterwards as well.
Do you know what I mean? Let's do Nicky Summer with Peter Beagrie, regen.
But what I was going to say is, and Jay's just said it in the chat about Turkey, and this is the thing that so far we have had a tour and we've seen Maresca, and I think we would all agree that so far what we've seen from Maresca is very encouraging, right? It's been a breath of fresh air.
I am buzzing.
Can I ask you a question? Which half did you prefer, first or second against Atletico?
I was overall happy with the whole game.
But the first half, we were good. We did not deserve to
I don't think we were bad second. I'll be honest with you.
We were a lot more patient in the second. But I just think, like, honestly, I'm looking forward to this season. Now, that doesn't mean I think we're going to win the league this season, right? It means I'm looking forward to just seeing something different. I'm maybe looking forward to the unknown, right? And maybe the last 2 seasons has weathered us a little bit and made us ready for the fact that we might not win the league. I also do think that Arsenal won the league, right? They should be the favourites. They've strengthened, right? Fair enough. But I do feel like there's this super confidence now that we're going to win the league. We're going to win it again. We're going to win it again. And it's like, you do realise you were very nervous last season. You do realise last season was not you didn't win the league by 100 points. City dropped off at the very end because you'd already won the league as well. So the league last year was not won at a canter. Yeah. You weren't blowing teams away last year. Last season, you won the league with so many 1-0 wins, right? That if a decision didn't go your way, an injured player, so many reasons why. And now you have a little less hunger, right? The hunger now at Arsenal Football Club is the Champions League. It's not to win the league anymore because you've won one, right? There is a reason why only Manchester City, Chelsea, and Manchester United have retained titles, because it's fucking difficult.
Have you seen the Arsenal fan base? The Arsenal fan base flipping.
But they honestly think it's going to be really easy. Now, I don't believe that, because I know retaining and shout. There was one guy that rang in Talk Sport who was an Arsenal fan who actually said, my fan base is mad. They're so confident and overconfident that we're going to win it again, where there is a reason why Wenger never retained. There's a reason why Liverpool have never retained. There's a reason why only 3 football clubs have retained the Premier League trophy, right? Us being one of them. It's difficult. And it can be, so, like I said, if Arsenal don't improve their attack, and they want to try and win the league with 1-0 wins. Firstly, Saliba's out for a long time. Secondly, one decision doesn't go your way, that whole thing can change. It's not as simple as you think to retain, because hunger does go. Pep said it. Trying to motivate players to go again and again and again and again. And you've got to remember, this will be Arsenal's 5th time competing for the league. But at the same time, they are favourites. So I'm not going into it thinking we're going to win the league. We've got a new manager. So we will see. We will see. I'm excited to see what Enzo can do. But elephant in the room, Savio, does he stay or does he go?
For me, I'd keep him.
Does he stay or does he go?
I think he stays.
You think he does stay?
Yeah.
See, I can't lie. For me, I feel like Savio, and I've been saying this for several weeks now. Savio, it's all down to Savio, by the way. I think we've all been pretty clear with that. Fabrizio Romano can tweet whatever he wants off the back of what Viana tells him to tweet, right? For me, Savio just wants to be at a club that love him, right? And be under a manager that plays him. I think that the way that Maresca plays, Savio can be a star at City. I still think I'm one more year. Now, do I want to see him on the left? Yes. Has it become harder now seeing Semenyo and Doku on the left? Yes. Yeah. Right. That's unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to get to see him on the left again. But I'd rather keep Savio than we invest in flipping Pedro Neto. I'd rather keep him because the guy looks happy, wants to be at the club. Like Jay said, he never, and I'm going to keep drumming this in, and people will tell me whatever the hell you want to tell me. But I've heard off of several people, including one that spoke with Savio directly. He has never said, I don't want to play for Manchester City anymore. He has said, I want to play for a club that wants me, right? One. And Viana has said he wants to leave. Savio has never said that.
I think 3 years is absolutely fine. I think 3 years Savio is a fair sample size to give a kid. We gave Doku 2 years. We gave Doku the 3rd year.
Yep. And look what happened. And look what happened.
If there was a massive person out there who could come in and do a lot better, and I don't even mean an Elisa, I don't mean a crowd of the guy at PSG. I don't mean someone of that level. I'm talking the normal level Manchester City shopper.
Sorry,
but there's not.
There's not. And Jay, I appreciate you always do the you can't say too much, so you operate in riddles, and we can read into it however you want. On this situation, you don't need to, right? I will say it very clearly. Viana wants him out, yeah? Viana does not, he ain't having Savinho one little bit. So we don't need the riddles. We know who it is. Everyone knows who it is. Viana wants him out, yeah? And Viana, by the way, and this isn't Viano slander, because Viana has done some great things in the year and a half he's been at the club, but he clearly does not like Savio. And you know what? There's some people in the comments that are probably like, shout out Viana, because I agree with him. But it is him. And all these, I'm telling you, it's Viana. So all these tweets that come out from Fabrizio Romano, Martin, correct me if I'm wrong, Viana and Fabrizio Romano share the same agent.
Apparently so, yeah.
Right. So it's Viana with that. It is. And I understand, you know what? And this is the thing. I always say I don't want to shut down any opinions. And I understand people that have frustrations with Savio. I do, right? I had frustrations with Doku for 2 years. What was this? Yeah. I understand. Jay, 100%. I understand why you say it the way you do. 100%, bro. And that's why I made it very clear. You do it the way you do it. I don't want a job at Manchester City. I know I will never be a content creator representing Manchester City because, you have to, they want who they want. So that's where I'm very comfortable with saying what I say. It is on Viana. And he's done good work, but the agenda against Savio, and shout out to the people at Manchester City that are sticking up for Savio. Shout out for the people that are trying to, make because what Viana is doing isn't fair on Savio. Right now, Savio has an element online that don't like him and that give him hate. Yeah. So for Viana to be pushing that basically he wants to leave the club, that's not good, bro, because that will lead to more hate towards him. Yeah. So you shouldn't be doing that. I get it. The rich do power moves, but you shouldn't be doing that because he's going to get hate over that.
Yeah. I listen, I hear it, and I'm just, the difference is I've heard about 4 different stories on this. Yeah. From 4 different people. I've heard from that side of it. I've heard that he wants to leave. I've heard the club wanting to leave. I don't know what to believe. And I'll tell you off air when I've heard it, because there are different. Is everyone guessing? I don't know. Is everyone guessing at this?
I genuinely think, from what I hear from all the different angles and from people that spoke with Savio, from people that speak to people at the club and everything else, to me, it genuinely feels like Savio is the type of person that wants to be loved, right? And
yeah, he's a young lad.
Do you know what? This is really good. It's politics with a young lad in the middle. I think that's spot on. He's a young lad that wants to feel loved. Like I've been told that Savio's whole thing is, if City want to sell me, I'm happy to go, right? Now, personally, my approach with women always is, if we're not compatible, that's perfectly fine. I will not cry. It won't hurt my confidence. Like, it's cool. We're just not compatible. And that's fine, right? I want to be with a woman that loves the shit out of me. Otherwise,
yes, of
I
course
don't
we
want to
do.
be with you. So it's the same with him. And obviously, someone's now mentioned his wife, right? So, of course, his wife is also, if he's a sensitive kid that wants a fan base to love him, right? And he's seeing scummery online about him, and some of the stuff that people do is completely wrong. I understand why his wife would be like, just leave. You don't need to put up with this. Because again, if I was in a job where I was being made to feel unhappy, I would like my wife to tell me, do you know what? You need to get a new job.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
But here's the thing. We are all Manchester City fans. And why do we care about any of this, right? Why do we care about any of this? Because ultimately, we just want good wingers. So let's bring it back to the actual football side of things.
That's my other thing. Are we getting too involved in the politics of football
maybe. This is where what you said and what I've been saying this from the start. If we go into the season with Savio, do you know what? Based on a new manager that prefers to play with wingers in a certain way, then maybe we give him one more year, and I'm cool with that, right? If someone comes out and says, do you know what, City can get Elise, right? Then I'm here saying, do you know what, sell Savio and bring Elise
now.
Now.
Then it's different.
100%. And if someone can tell me why Pedro Neto is a better winger...
Well, it's tonight. Ben Ransom's come out of Sky and said City are interested in Pedro Neto. That wasn't the information others got told. What the information... See, this is the trouble. You never hear the full thing. Some people were told Neto was an option, but not at the money.
It's not
they
needed.
were.
I've got a date on Saturday. It's not needed. I'm good. Trust me. I've had a lot in my lifetime. I'm good.
I don't know, because now Neto's been linked to Arsenal. The trouble is,
do you know
all I've seen this summer?
I need that to happen because I watched a clip of KG and Don Robbie, talking about Manchester City and them saying about Pedro Neto and saying, that's not a good move. He's rubbish. Arsenal, go and buy him. For me, I would rather give Savio, who's 22, one more season under a new manager that plays with wingers in a different way to Pep did, than we go and spend a load of money on Pedro Neto that is 26. We've got to remember he's had 2 very big injuries in his career as well. I'd rather give Savio one more year. Like I said, if someone can tell me, we're going in for X, Y, or Z that are better than Savio, I'm here for it. I'm just not sold on selling Savio to bring him flipping. And Jay, you are spot on. Of all of our wingers, before, you know what, I've seen Semenyo, and maybe Semenyo is as well, but before I saw Semenyo under Maresca, I would agree with you. I think that Savio is actually the most suited winger to the way Maresca plays. Mm-hmm. Did you see, by the way, the other day, a ball over from the right to left to Semenyo and his first touch?
Yeah.
Bro, Mahrez-esque.
Do you know what makes hilarious? People said that about Semenyo. Watch the equalising goal. The way he turns, brings it out the air, turns on it and moves. And everyone goes, oh, he's not... I understand. Right. I get he's not Mahrez. I understand he's not fucking Mahrez. I know he's not.
He's not. But this
we're not asking him to be Mahrez.
You know what it is? The problem is that it's difficult. And the one thing you can say about Manchester City, and most people, all of us have supported City for many, many years. All of us have seen Manchester City peak like no other football club has peaked, right?
Yes.
We have peaked to a level that there's a reason why people do talk about the 4-peat, talk about Centurions, talk about the treble. There's so much that we have achieved. By the way, I was thinking this the other day. We always say about the 100-point season, the Centurion season. Yep. Do you know what we really need to talk about a bit more in that season? 50 points home and 50 points away. Do you know how difficult it is to be as good on the road as you are at home, right? Because you look at it, because I was talking to a City fan and we were talking about how difficult it is playing mid-table teams, and most leagues are lost to mid-table teams away from home. Shit, sometimes even bottom half of the league teams away from home. You predominantly lose leagues away from home. The fact that season we got 50 points away from home is not spoke about enough. That is absolutely phenomenal.
No.
Yeah, for me, Savio, I'll go into another season with him, with Semenyo on the left, Doku on the left. Before we wrap up, because we've been going for a while, if you could bring in one more player, I don't want a name of a player, but what position would it be?
For me, midfield.
It would be, same with me.
Yeah, do you know why? I still think we've got to... The Rodri thing needs to be sorted out. Rodri is going to be a loss. I'm not going to deny it's not.
Yeah. It's a loss. It's a massive loss.
I don't think we need a right. Do you know why I went off the right back situation? Because we're not necessarily going to play 4 at the back anyway.
Do you know where we fucked up? Yeah, well, you know what?
So I don't... When I've looked in pre-sim Saturday going, you've got Kushinov, you've got Vita Hayes, don't need a right back.
Right, and Nunes as well, by the way.
Nunes, you don't need it.
Well, the first half was very interesting against Atletico because the first half, Vardiol was on the left and Nunes was on the right. Vardiol didn't go forward, right? Nunes didn't really go forward. You've got to understand, under Maresca, there's more reliance on the wingers doing the job on the wing. Right, the wingers are not cutting in. The wingers aren't, turning around, cutting inside, playing the ball back. The wingers are being direct. You don't need overlaps as much, right? If you need overlaps, you got Nunes, you got Aït-Nouri. So I do think we fucked up by not getting that Palestri because he's looked good for Chelsea. We should have got him. We should have. You know what? I feel like Palestri was maybe the one we should have acted on and just gone for him because he looks
maybe it's me. I'm over the moon with Nunes.
Oh, of course I am. Of course I am. I don't believe we need a replacement for Nunes. And especially, you're right what you said, that the left and right hand side, one of those is inverting. And sorry,
because another thing, have you not noticed Aït-Nouri? Aït-Nouri's been more of a
winger,
left winger, direct.
Oh, he's a wing at minimum. Yeah, it's mad. Do you know what? With Aït-Nouri, LB said it's spot on. Sometimes he just needs to release the ball a bit sooner. Yeah. Sometimes we're like, it's kind of like, Aït-Nouri, we know you're a techie baller. Yeah. We know you're Algerian. We know you're from the same place as Mahrez. We respect it. We know what you're capable of. But guess what? There's someone bombing down the left that is free. Please just play him in. Please just pass the ball. And by the way, he's lucky he scored that second opportunity because that first touch for a techie baller was the worst. Mahrez would be ashamed. Mahrez would say you're not Algerian from that first touch yesterday was the stinkiest. Semenyo would be getting cooked left, right, and centre if he had a first touch like that. Horrible, horrible first touch. But the finish was beautiful, so you're forgiven.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm excited. I'm ready for the season. I do think
I'm absolutely. Do you know what? I can't even wait I can't wait for Thursday.
Oh, open training.
Yeah, I'm buzzing for that. I'm buzzing about Sunday. I'm just buzzing that we're back. I'm really
going Sunday.
I'm more excited into this than I ever thought I would have been. Sorry, say that again.
Are you going Sunday?
Yeah, I'm there Thursday. I'm there Sunday.
Nice. Have a Balti pie for me on Thursday if they don't sell out.
Should I get ketchup on it?
You shouldn't get ketchup on it or gravy.
I might be going with LB.
Oh,
me
nice.
and LB might be doing a little date.
Nice, very nice. Cute, very cute.
Little date, me and LB.
Are you going to wear matching? You're going to wear matching outfits and that?
We might do.
By the way, did you see? It made me laugh on Man City, Man City's channel. So I was trying to find an illegal stream to watch the game on.
Naughty boy.
Naughty, and I just paid because everyone else in the house was asleep, and I was just
I just paid.
Yeah, I just paid. But on it, having Sean Mark Phillips and Scott Carson next to each other, is just hilarious. It's literally little and large. It's
and it just, every time I look at Sean Mark Phillips,
it's like him, FG, them two and FG were just completely out of control. They're completely out of control. But no, I'm excited, bro. I've said it from the start. I'm not going to act like think Maresca is the best thing since sliced bread. I don't know enough about him, right? But the minute that I saw how long Manchester City have been tracking Enzo Maresca, right? From the fact that, you know, when who was it? When Tiki first saw him and said, and reached out to Pep and said, this guy's coming in and I've never met anyone as similar to you as this guy. He's obsessed. He's absolutely obsessed. Hey, it's got to be Stretford elite. He's got to be. I mean, listen, I know some people from Stretford support City, but not too many. I presume you're a rag. Jobs for the boys. It's never been our club, mate. It's your club, buddy. Listen, there's a reason why you went and dragged the Fletcher brothers out of our club and back to your club, and now they're stinking up the gaff for your club, and that's because you lot are the home of Jobs for the family. So, yeah, I do feel like they noticed something in him. They've targeted him for some time. He feels at home. The fact that the players are coming out and seem very comfortable around him. I heard Kyle Walker talking on him the other day as well. He seems like a very good manager.
Mate, well, it's like the report come out today. There's never been as much access into this than there's ever been.
Yeah.
There is more access around that team at the minute than there ever has been.
But everyone seems happy. And that's what I'm saying, that even players that are being linked away from the club still seem very comfortable at the club. So there's that. Now, the other final thing I said about Enzo Maresca, that I don't watch Chelsea week in, week out. That would be weird, right? Yes, I'm from down south, but I'm not from Chelsea. But when I look at him, the things that I liked is the PSG game in the Club World Cup. The fact that there was maybe Cole Palmer had a good game, but apart from that, it was just tactically very fucking good. It was a manager that said, guys, you want to beat, and we have to remember that PSG team that Chelsea beat in that final was a PSG team that everyone was shit scared of, right? Everyone was shit scared of. That was a PSG team that was trying to whitewash football, right? They just won the Champions League. They won their league. And what I saw was a tactical performance from that Chelsea team that had a manager that told them, this is how you play and this is how we're going to beat them. If you play the way I'm saying, we're going to beat these lot. They went out and they beat them, and they beat them well, right? And like I said, it wasn't, like when we beat Wolves 5-1, it was a Kevin De Bruyne masterclass. That was not a Cole Palmer masterclass. That was a team effort, right? I even look at when they won the Conference League. They're 1-0 down at half-time, ended up winning, I think, 3-1. And I look at the games I've seen during this pre-season, and you see that Maresca is managing games during the game. He's making changes. He's watching. So I'm very confident of that as well. Now, someone's just said that City Extra breaking. Manchester City are not interested in signing Chelsea's Pedro Neto this summer. And we are
it's the one about McAllister. See, this is the weird thing, right?
Hold on. I said this is what I said earlier. Man City made an inquiry for Crystal Palace, Adam Wharton. Yeah,
but then an hour ago, somebody reported we've been linked with Adam Wharton as well. So this is where you got to be careful now, because what people are now seeing is, because it's now starting to come out that the Rodri deal's getting close. So now we're going to be linked with every single midfielder in the world.
Yeah. Look, the Adam Wharton one, I'm here for. For
me, I don't think McAllister. Nah, don't get excited by it. I'm sorry, I don't.
I'll be honest with you.
I'm not excited by it.
If you've played for Liverpool Football Club, then you've got to have done something really fucking good, for me to be wanting you at my club, right? If you've played for Liverpool, then you got to be Mo Salah in your prime. You got to be Van Dijk in your prime. I don't even think I'd want Van Dijk in his prime. Mo Salah, cool, because he was never.
I'm going to be very careful about.
The minute you put on certain shirts, you have to be absolutely elite for me to want you anywhere near my club, right? And you probably got to be leaving them on a free and doing some shithousery to them.
Listen, it's all going to pop off. People asking when City are about to get busy. This is the part of the transfer window which I thought would happen. Said this on my show. Everyone's back from the World Cup. The season's a week or two away. Everything is now going to ramp. Because everyone's now back from holidays. Players can now start manoeuvring places.
Yeah. So
I know everyone laughs at me. They all go, hang on a minute. Players on holiday, why does that matter? Because I don't want to be fucking disturbed while I'm on holiday. Sat by the pool.
Especially when they don't get much holiday. They do not get much holiday. And
about 3 weeks away, they've enjoyed it. Now we can get back to sorting shit out.
If anyone has had a missus,
and that's very different to Sterling.
No,
Sterling
I'm going to talk on
was
this.
A proper player. If anyone's to the end.
If anyone's had a missus before, if you're on holiday and you take a work call, right? You get inside eye straight away, right? What are you doing?
I get bollocked for doing a show when I'm on holiday.
I used to get fucking grilled for that, mate. Absolutely grilled.
We're away on holiday and now I've got to fight YouTube again.
Well, yeah. I get that as well. Just on this one though, it's a valid point. The key is though that Liverpool wanted to keep Sterling, yeah. So it was exactly what I said. The player needs to be doing a shit house. How can I compare it? Really good comparison. When you lot wanted to keep Tevez and we took him off of you, right? That's the type of shithousery I need to see. Then, listen, we'll welcome you. I mean, Tevez went and then did shithousery on us.
You have to be careful with shit because as you've seen last week, this is where people weren't trying to be dicks with Arsenal fans. People were warning Arsenal fans. It was all right going, yeah, right, we've been linked with Vinny Jr. My club are interested in doing a deal like Vinny Jr. That's very different. And I did do that, by the way. Yes, I did do that.
You bougie bastard.
I was off camera, but they did happen.
You know what? Martin's taken Manjaro and now he wants to be on OnlyFans.
Look out for that very soon.
No, it's you know what?
But you know what it is? But
you know
we're going to sign Vinny Jr. No, you're fucking not. He's using you.
They really
Get your head in.
Shouldn't have let Milner go on a free. Totally agree. See, this is a prime example. For me, I think Milner's last season at Manchester City, I actually think was one of his best seasons. I think the season Milner left on a free, he was one of our best players. But unfortunately, he knew that the next season he wasn't going to feature too much. And so he went.
Man United fans thought Elliot Anderson was actually walking into their door.
I saw today, by the way, that Ryan Giggs apparently tried to hijack the Elliot Anderson deal at the last minute.
He was.
Does he work for United again? Does he work for them?
Giggs?
Yeah.
I think he does. So I don't think it's official. But I think he does. He might do. I don't know. The one thing I will say, and people don't like me for this. Everyone goes, Rodri's twerking and this, that, and the other. Well, Elliot Anderson was twerking for Manchester City for 6 months.
Yeah, he was.
He didn't have a problem with that.
Hey, just to talk on this one quick, because for anyone that doesn't know, for anyone that maybe is younger, the Peter Schmeichel thing was one of the most bizarre things I have ever seen in my life.
I was
mental.
The Tevez thing.
No. For me, because Tevez didn't have a massive legacy at Man United. He hadn't been there for too long. He wasn't. Peter Schmeichel had been at Man United for so long, and you've got to remember, Schmeichel had retired from football, right?
I have got a question to ask you in a minute, just on something, but carry on.
Yeah, go on. So with the Schmeichel thing that I didn't get is that you have.
We didn't get him from United, remember? We got
no, I know, bro. He'd retired. He came out of retirement, yeah.
And
and it's so confusing for me because it's like for example, if John Stones signed for Arsenal right now, then I'd be like, you might tarnish your legacy a little bit. The wage would have to be huge, and it would have to be to a club that you're gonna maybe pick up some more silverware. With Schmeichel, Man City weren't paying big money then, right?
No, it was a free transfer, and I think we gave him 25 grand a week.
Right. You're not going to win no silverware with City back then, right? No. But the one thing you are going to do is tarnish your legacy a little bit at United, right? But to then win a derby and do a fucking cartwheel, yeah, is the most bizarre thing But why? Like, and this is the thing. I'll be honest, as a City fan, when there's conversations about the best goalkeeper in Premier League history, personally and sadly,
was Arsenal fans asked about David Seaman joining City?
Nah.
Do you know why? Do you know why everyone was okay with that?
Because you got to remember, when I first moved down here, Arsenal fans used to say to me, I like City because I hate United.
That wasn't where I was about to come to. When we did all them deals...
No, it's fine, because we were shit.
It was fine, because we weren't a threat to anyone at that point.
No, but I watched Arsenal fans down here.
People used to say, oh, we'd love City to win an FA Cup. Their fan base deserved it.
We used to get told we were a loyal bunch. I literally watched it change down here when I first moved down.
Fans in the world got taken over, and now we're the empty ad.
So my best mate down here, right? He supports Arsenal and he's diehard Arsenal. And when anyone ever tries to, so we were at the pub watching the England game, and this City fan that I know who goes to games home and away, fair play, she lives around the corner from me. I met her in Munich. It was so bizarre. And she was like, I know you. And started telling me who my ex-girlfriend was and all sorts. And I'm like, hold on, what the fuck? And it was so mad because she lives literally around the corner, told me what car I drive, everything. And I don't meet many Man City fans from Bedford. But my mate was giving her some shit at the pub. And she goes, why don't you give him shit? And he goes, because I've known him from young. When he first moved down here, I was baffled at how he supports Man City. So I know he supported City from young, right? He used to tell me all of that, loyal bunch, I like you, whatever. I literally watched, we won one league and all of a sudden we became a club with no fans, right, that bought the league. Where it's like a year ago, you told me we were a loyal bunch and whatever. But I just think the Schmeichel thing was so mad. And I do believe that there is no conversation for me.
We got Andy Cole. We got Andy Cole from Fulham.
It didn't matter. If you list all the fucking players that we bought during that era.
The only time it ever came up was Terry Cook. Because United fans were a bit thinking about Terry Cook.
Supposed to be there.
That was our big thing, because that was the next academy player coming in from the academy for them. Was Terry Cook, this tricky winger. Everyone thought he was coming in. And listen, 1999, we were in Division 1, well, Division 2 at the time. And everyone didn't care. It was what it was. Tony Vaughan had to play with a tattoo covered up on his ankle for 5 years because he couldn't tell anyone he had a Man United tattoo on his ankle because he couldn't have anyone know in Manchester that he was a United fan.
See, Tony Coton.
He went Sunderland.
But you see, Tony Coton for me. So Tony Coton is such an interesting one that I've told you this before. And for anyone that's watching this, a lot of you will have heard this before. But my real dad. So my real dad is from. My real dad and my mum are both from North London. My mum, I was born in Barnet as well. Barnet is Arsenal territory. My granddad was a clock end Arsenal fan. My real dad was a Watford fan. So apparently the first games of football that I saw as a kid was at Watford at Vicarage Lane. And then my mum left my real dad when I was 3 and we moved up to Poynton. And then from that point, I was going Main Road week in, week out. Now, I remember my real dad saying to me, because my real dad would send me up Watford shirts, whereas obviously my stepdad's taking me to Main Road, buying me City shirts and whatever. But my real dad's still trying to cling on, sending me Watford shirts and whatever. And he said to me one day, I said, oh, we've got a new keeper. He said, you've seen him before. And I was like, what? And he was like, you've seen him at Vicarage Road. And I was like, have I? Same with David James as well. David James was Watford as well, wasn't he? We had a few Watford.
But we went through a period at that time when we brought all the England sort of internationals. We had Travis Sinclair, Steve. Do you remember Steve McManaman? When we got him on a free from Real Madrid.
Do you know who probably my biggest hate of all time is? Steve McManaman. Because for me,
Steve McPointy, man, because that's all I did was point.
Do you know what it is with me? Is that nowadays we have to listen to this fucker on Champions League games talk about City like he never played for us, right? And you know what? I'll be honest. David James is the most confused bastard in the world, right? How he represents Manchester City, where one minute you'll see David James representing Man City, next minute you'll see him on Liverpool's channel. Yeah, that fucker can't make up his mind.
What do you
who
think
he
of
actually
Micah
wants
Richards' comments this week?
I haven't seen him. I mean, I'm lost with that guy as well.
He started fighting back now on the City fans having a go at him, saying sack him.
Bro, for me, you know what, Mikey? You're from Leeds, right? You came up through the academy. You said things about Arsenal because you thought it would get you some popularity. Just go and, you know what? Go and get Anua on. Go and get Zabaleta on. Go and get someone that actually, represents the club a bit more. But Sky aren't going to do that because Sky is American owned and they want people to shit on City.
Well, that was my question. Watching of these people that are cancelling Amazon because of the 30% into Liverpool.
I can't lie. that 30
that's
million
taking tribalism to the extreme.
Oh, Joe Hart, do you know what? What a shout, Joe Hart. Sadly, and shout out Joe Hart. Do you know what was refreshing during the World Cup? That we didn't have to listen.
Town.
We didn't. Do you know what? My mate actually used to play and used to share rooms with Joe Hart for England cricket team. Joe Hart had the choice to play football or cricket. He is apparently an unbelievable cricketer, which makes sense. The way he holds himself, it is kind of cricket levels. But I would.
We've seen this. Villa are in talks to sign Paulinho.
I think Paulinho, unfortunately, the last couple of years, because he used to look good, I don't think he's looked great. I was just going to say two things. So the first one was on McAllister. So do you know where the McAllister rumours have probably come from? The other day, the game where Curtis Jones threw the armband on the floor? No, not Curtis Jones, sorry. So basically, Szoboszlai was captain, and I think he handed the armband to one of the other Liverpool players. Someone in the chat will say who it was. And they then threw the armband on the floor. Curtis Jones then started arguing with the players on the pitch. Now, some people will say he was arguing because he wanted the armband. Others are saying, no, he was arguing because he doesn't believe that a Liverpool armband should ever be thrown on the floor, right? Anyway, after the game, there was an interview with Szoboszlai. And Szoboszlai was talking about all players trying to, that's it, Shimmercast. Thank you. It was Shimmercast. Thank you, Stretford Elite. You know what? For a rag, you're actually all right. I can't lie. I won't call you
a rag. You're all right.
I'll call you a swamp dweller instead. I'll always remember when we were up seeing my sister, and this is when my daughter was about 4. I've still got the video. And we drove. Obviously, my sister lives in Davyhulme, right? So we have to drive when we're driving into town. You have to drive past Man United's ground, and so I pointed United's ground out to my daughter when she was about 4, and she goes, "That's Man United's ground. It looks like a tip." And honestly, my daughter don't know fuck all about football. And the way she said it, I just thought, and I was filming, I thought, thank you, Kiana, you've helped me there. No, but so after the game, Szoboszlai was interviewed, and he was talking about basically how all the players are pulling for the club, right? And he said, and he's listing all the players. He's saying Van Dijk, and he's listing loads of players. When he said McAllister, he then followed it up with, if he returns, right? And someone on TalkSport, one of the guys on TalkSport pulled it up and was like, a Liverpool fan was like, hold on, you weren't supposed to say that, bro. He fully said, if McAllister returns. So McAllister, I believe, doesn't want to be, yes, Jimbo. Shout out Jimbo. People, make sure you go and follow MCFC Jimbo. The other question, and we're going to end on this, is because it's, Jesus Christ, nearly a 2-hour show. I owe you a jab of Manjaro, if I had some, but I don't, so you're not getting it. I'll buy you a Balti pie when I see you. But last question, and be honest. If I was to say to you, who is the best Premier League goalkeeper of all time, who do you think it is?
In my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm going to be totally honest. It is Schmeichel.
Right. And for me, I agree. I personally think that it's not a comparison. I don't think people say check. For me, it's not a conversation, right?
I can't be false because I hate someone.
No, absolutely. And we could say, oh, it's fine because he played for us. But bro, we're too old to do this, say what's trendy, right? I don't do TikTok, right? Yeah. For that reason. For me, I don't believe it's a conversation. I think Schmeichel is so Scott Carson. It could be Scott Carson as well, to be fair. Listen, if you can offer out the whole of Atletico Madrid, it could be Scott Carson. But for me, the reason why it's Schmeichel is firstly, the length of time. Secondly, it doesn't get spoke about enough that guy's distribution in an era where distribution was not a thing was absolutely phenomenal. Right?
He could throw a ball better than half the players.
Well, he's throwing the ball, and the thing is, what he would do, that he would come running out and furthermore, in the air at corners, he'd come running out, not punch, pluck the ball out of the air, and then launch Giggs. Instantly, just fucking launch him, right?
It was Giggs, it was Beckham, it was whoever was there, he was launched.
His distribution was special. And people say Eric Nixon, I've said Premier League era. Let me be clear. I said, otherwise, it would be our guy that broke his neck. What was
Bert Troutman.
But it would be Bert Troutman. But no, I think he was so special. And even the thing that we love about Donnarumma, coming out and making yourself big. Schmeichel is elite at that. For me, it is, people try and do the check thing. And do you know the reason why people actually debate it, right? It's because Manchester United fans, it's because of Schmeichel. Schmeichel brought it on himself, right? Because it's more difficult for United fans to go to war over Peter Schmeichel because the fucker did a cartwheel when City scored against you, right? You don't want to go to war for that guy no more. Like, Schmeichel, for me, is one of the greatest Manchester United players of all time, for me, right? He's greatest Premier League goalkeeper of all time, but he's shat on his own club. And therefore, the United fans will never go to war over him. And that's why Schmeichel gets a shout.
And this is for me. Yeah, I just...
He can pass out. Jin kills it. Couldn't play with his feet out from the back.
I'm going to put it this way. I now know.
Schmeichel was shit with his feet, though.
Do you know the last 15 years have showed me? I now know where Man United fans were 25, 30 years ago with us.
Yeah.
So do you remember how we used to be and how United fans used to be? We used to get a little broed by Man United fans all day, every day. We were irrelevant. And we're now doing the exact same thing. And they're acting like us and we're acting like them. It's like role reversal.
It really fucking is. It is literally that, yeah. And that kind of teaches you what football is. It's, it's swings and roundabouts. And, the fact that United were winning everything while we were doing absolutely nothing, but United still had banners about us. Why? And this is where I always try and drum in. I understand where people from outside of Manchester don't get it, right? And they go, oh, there's not really a rivalry. Trust me, you go to Manchester, the rivalry is different. And I'm telling you from someone that has friends that on Derby Day is having swingers with his best mates, right? It's that, yeah? It really is that. It's fucking mental. And again, anyone that tries to downplay any Manchester City and Liverpool or Man United and Liverpool, no. Because if you've been brought up, every single... Right, if you're being real, if you live in Manchester and your car gets robbed, it could be anyone from Manchester, right? Could be Wythenshawe, could be Salford, could be anyone from Manchester. Now, not according to my dad, they were Scousers, right? It's simple, right? Okay, Dad, so it wasn't anyone local, it was Scousers. Cool. Right. It's just a thing. And unless you live up there, I understand if you're outside of Manchester, you don't get it. If you're from Manchester, and it's very simple. If you have to go to work on Monday and face half of the office telling you how shit your club is, yeah, then why Wythenshawe? Someone said, why Wythenshawe? Don't take it personal. Hey, but if you live in Wythenshawe, you know why I said Wythenshawe.
And I get it. Listen, I understand football is a global game now, and it's global fans, and I love it, and I love every single
global fans because global fans that don't know who Enzo Maresca is, by the way.
But I still. This is why I say, and listen, I'm not policing anyone. People can think what they want. I always say, always learn the history of things sometimes, because there are certain things that are different. It's like the Newcastle Sunderland games. Derbies are so different. I mean, derbies now are so much tamer than they were even 15, 20 years ago. People used to get banned. People had to do coach trips via police escorts into grounds. It was very different. Now it's all.
Do you know what it is? Yeah. So I can only talk about my personal opinions, right? And
this has become a proper unk show, because now we're into the 90s and the old days now.
Because
we've just dropped 100 viewers.
I grew up with a Manchester born and bred dad, right? That used to call me when I was young a Southern Fairy, right? He always, and I smile now. Rest in peace, Dad. In fact, here he is. This was the last game we ever went to, and I always kill my mum, because this was in my dad's funeral book, right? And my mum, I look what I did. So ignore the red bit there, right? I made this. I took this picture and I made. You see the signs there in blue? I took it in black and white, but I made the signs in the background blue. The book, the writing in the book about my dad, see where it says, what does it say? Yeah. Manchester, here we go, right? My mum made it in red, and I killed my mum. I was like, why the hell is the border in the book red, Mum? Right? But that was the last ever game. So it was actually, it was Man City v Crystal Palace, and it would have been in, I think, 2010 or 2011. No, actually, no. My bad. He passed away in 2014. It would have been in 2012 or 2013, right? And it was a shit game. We drew 1-1. I think Zeko scored, and we were the last. And like a twat, I got fucking seats in row Z, tier 2 or maybe tier 3. I don't know if it's 3 or 2 at the time. And we had to wait for the whole ground to empty before we left, right? But I grew up with a dad that was a mank, yeah, and that hated going into work on a Monday if we lost, yeah. Hated Scousers. And it's very different up there. It's very different. You don't get it. And I understand, because I'm down here. Like, down here, you don't have that. Like, if I go into work and we lose to United, I still see a lot of them, because there's shitloads of them down here. But yeah, actually, I live with 2 of them. And one of them still does the SUI, and the other one thinks that United is signing everyone. But yeah, anyway, there's our history lesson. No, apologies, people. I got into a moment talking about my dad then, but it happens.
Yeah, and I won't even. I do it with me, but mine's still a bit too raw and too soon at the minute.
You know what? I'll be honest with you.
I will get there. There.
Me and my dad are born on the same day. We're both July 27th, right? And I can honestly tell you, passed away in 2014, so 12 years ago. And this is the first year. So what usually happens on my birthday is I wake up and I'm happy because my daughter makes my birthday special. And then usually round about midway through the day, I'll go on like an app, and I'll see one of my sisters has put a post about my dad, and then I remember, right? And then it's the rest of the day is not the same. I can honestly say this is the first year where I've been in a place where it can be like, actually we did a show together on my birthday, and yeah. But listen, shout out my dad, because my dad put me through the worst childhood watching Manchester City. But now, in hindsight, it was the best training I ever had, because I was taught that football wasn't about winning trophies. Football was about going and bonding with your dad and your dad's mates, and drinking Bovril and watching fucking Kincladze take on a whole team, pass it to somebody who then puts it in row Z. Right? So my dad seasoned me very well. I never thought we'd win a trophy. And I'll always remember the one time I saw my dad cry was when Vinny lifted that trophy. The only time, because you Manx, you don't cry much.
Oh, I do, mate. I do. I cry. Do you know what? I
my
still
dad was a
cry.
shit house.
Do you know why I still cry at certain goals when I'm watching that?
But the Vinny thing, like, I remember because I wasn't there for 93-20 because my dad's was deteriorating rapidly by that point, and he couldn't go to games. So
see, that's the one that does it for me, because that was the one where I saw my dad cry at a football game for the first time.
So 93.
My dad cried after 93-20, and I did.
So
I cried because he cried.
Yeah,
it wasn't the moment. It was the moment was adulation. It was excitement. The tears come when I saw my dad crying, because my dad, I could see him. It was, I worn that shirt.
Yeah,
Manchester City was my dad. It meant so much to him.
Yeah,
and it broke. He's told me it broke his heart when he had to turn down the contracts. Yeah. The day he had to turn down that contract to play for City, it wasn't because he didn't want to play or he wasn't good enough. The money was crap.
Yeah,
and he had a better full-time job on the horizon.
Your dad?
Yeah, he had to turn it down.
I didn't know that. Quality. That's mad.
My dad at the time, it wasn't reserves. It was called Manchester City B side.
Right, yeah. We used to do Bs a lot. Yeah.
He played for the B team. Right, and once you were good in the B team, you got offered to go into the main team.
Yeah.
And I found, since going through all this stuff, and I'm going to show it on air one day, I found his tickets, because you had to sign a ticket, like a match ticket, to say you were going to play for the club, and it was signed by the manager at the time.
Oh yeah, sick. Now
you had to pay to get on the bus to go to the game.
Hey, that sounds like Stevie Ireland and that lot playing for
the Withenshaw team. It was very different then, and that's where, to me, that's why City is different for me, because I was going to be a Blue no matter what. Born at St Mary's, born and bred. Dad played for the club. I was always going to be a Blue. I was never going to be anything else. So when people say to me, Martin, you get so emotional, you get so upset,
it's
because it is me.
Look, the thing is,
this is me. This is not just a club or a sport.
It's because football is not about winning. Football is about memories with your loved ones, right? It is about your childhood. Like I said, someone said to me the other day about, oh, you chose City. And I said, I didn't choose City. I didn't have a choice.
City chose me.
I didn't have a choice. Like, and it is so mad for me, because when people hear my accent, I get it all the time. But when the minute I got with my real dad was die-hard Watford. Yeah. Like, die-hard Watford, week in, week out, until he moved out of the country to Thailand. He was die-hard Watford, right? But the minute my mum left him and got with my stepdad, all of a sudden, I was going to Man City week in, week out. It was not a choice. It's literally like, and it wasn't about winning, because we didn't win fuck all. I said this the other day, when we got bought out.
The only thing we won was an occasional football match.
Occasional. That when I say about winning things, I'm even meaning games. I'll tell you now, my best memory as a child was when we lost 3-2 to Queen's Park Rangers 1995, and Man United lost the league to Blackburn. That is the most I celebrated at Main Road, because Man United did not win the league. Yes, we were salty fucking bastards, right? We were. That's what we did, right?
Beating Man United was our
but United, I'll always remember that game. Bro, we lost to Queen's Park Rangers 3-2, and we were dancing in the stands because Blackburn Rovers, who were also, by the way, a fucking Lancashire team, won the league, right? But
we used to celebrate. Yeah, we used to celebrate Blackburn. Hey,
I remember. So
Manchester City fans used to celebrate with Arsenal fans when they won the league.
Losing. Facts. If you hate Man United, clap your hands. Yeah. The Arsenal fans in the North Stand start it, and we're all clapping together.
I remember playing. I remember Chelsea. We played Chelsea on the last game of the Kippax, 1994. Yeah. We drew 2 each with them.
Yeah.
United were going on. Chelsea were going on the week after to play United at Wembley in the FA Cup final. Do you know we were all saying, good luck, smash it. We were celebrating with Chelsea, go and smash it.
That was the thing. So that day against QPR, and not 93-20, I was sat in the main stand, but where it joins the North Stand. So the Kipax was, and this was by 95, the Kipax new stand was built. So the big monster. And at them days, it wasn't about phones, it was about radios. Everyone had pocket radios in the stands. And when the Kipax erupted, because...
do you remember Steve Lomas taking the ball to the corner and Quinn running out going, move, we need a goal. Yeah. Stop doing that.
What was that for? QPR?
The Liverpool game when we got relegated in 96.
Yeah. No, I'm meaning when United didn't win the league. That is what we were about. And it's so different because it was the best weathering, and it wasn't anything about winning. My dad never... All my dad ever used to tell me is how much my dad loved Francis Lee, like absolutely fucking adored Francis Lee, like different level. My dad's dad...
Did you go to the Wigan game?
No.
Right.
I lived down there by then.
Wigan game, we beat them 1-0, obviously with the show and go around. Do you remember the pitch invasion we all did?
Yeah.
1999.
Yeah.
The weekend before United had won the treble. We went on the pitch. We weren't singing about City going to Wembley. Do you know what we were singing? But I'm talking 25,000 people on the pitch singing this. You can stick your fucking treble up your ass, is what we were singing.
But that's where
we were going to Wembley. That was going to be our day. We were going.
But that's the thing that, and I do think, sorry, I'm going to say this to anyone Southern. I was born in the South. My mum's Southern. I live in the South now. My daughter's Southern. I'm a Southerner. Like, it's, anyone that says, "Oh, no, I'm not." I am a Southerner. I spent.
No, you're an honorary Manc.
I'm a Southerner. I spent 13 years living
an
up
honorary
there.
Manc. You know that.
My sisters still live up there, but I'm a Southerner. But Northern humour is better. And do you know what summed it up to me the other day? Newcastle fans chant fucking killed me, right? They were singing, "We've got someone in the middle. He knows exactly what we need. Botman at the back. Someone in attack." Bro, the fact that you're mocking how shit your club is. But this is a thing that when you learn to mock your club, right? And the fact that the irony of singing, you can shove your fucking treble up your ass while you're going to play in a fucking playoff final, is just, but it makes it easier. And this is where, shout out Eddie Stewart, Honorary Withenshaw Blue, who last season, the season before, when we were losing, I think we lost 4-0 to Tottenham, didn't we, in our really bad season? Yeah, when we finished third. Our really bad season when we finished third. At 3-0, his dad, and shout out Jensen as well. Jensen comes on European aways with us. He's, I've seen a 13-year-old Jensen in Real Madrid in 23 doing shots of Patron. He's home and away all the time, but he ain't seen City lose much. 3-0 down at home to Tottenham. He said, "Dad, can we go?" And Eddie said, "Not a fucking chance. You need to stay and watch what I saw as a kid, right? Because this is gonna make you a proper Blue, right?
You're gonna learn. Yeah,
you're gonna learn." And that's where I think for us it's a bit.
And by the way, Jaro in the chat. What do you mean? I'm just like, you might be saying it wrong. Maybe I took it wrong. Lord, this is unbelievable. You swear we're paid to give rivals ammunition to banter us. We're not. We're just giving stories, mate.
Honestly, I don't know who said that. So shout out whoever's said that, brother. If you think that I don't do TikTok.
Hey, Jesus Christ! If you think it's boring, don't
go and fuck off and watch something else. Listen, watch the first hour. We spoke about transfers.
We said this is an unk show. This is what I mean. I'm sorry, I'm not.
Go and watch something else. Honestly, you can watch whatever the hell you want, brother. Like, watch whatever you want. Shout out, because we are nearly 2 hours. We're over 2 hours in. There's still 210 people watching, and our peak, I think it was 250. So, you don't like this.
We can't just do transfers 24/7.
We're of an age group where we don't do TikTok and come up with bullshit, right? We're just talking about what we know. If you don't like watching it, no problem, because My channel is doing exactly how I want my channel to perform. So
snap.
There we go. You know, if you want to go,
I did a transfer show this morning. I can't keep doing Listen, I'm sorry, but
you know what?
We're just
let's give him what he wants in 30 seconds, and then you can spend the next 4 hours trolling, trying to find actual news, when we'll give you the truth in 30 seconds. Rodri's leaving the fucking club for about 65 million. We're going to end up buying Bouaddi for about 90 million. And the rest of it, despite what anyone else fucking tells you, no one has a fucking clue who is leaving this club, right? There is your Manchester City transfer news. Done.
We don't know about Wharton. We don't know about McAllister. We just don't know.
My funniest City moment ever.
No
updates. The one that it's not that funny, but I'll always remember is it was my first ever City game. It was against Barnsley, I think, but I was very young, so I can't fully remember. It was in the FA Cup, and a Barnsley fan broke onto the pitch from the away end with his fat belly out, and I was like about 6, and I found it hilarious.
Do you know the funniest moment I ever did? Probably. And again, sorry for the younger generation who don't like the history stories, but it was again, it was a story. I mentioned this in my dad's eulogy. Was my dad at Wembley in '99? Where there's me, my best mate at the time, and my sister, and we were all calling him Dad, 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 and everyone around him started calling him Dad. So when we cheered, they all jumped in and going, Dad, Dad, Dad. 2011, the exact same thing happened, but now with his grandson. So everyone starts calling him Granddad, Granddad, Granddad. And the ball comes over into the new Wembley, you know, where it is down the thing. Yeah. And my dad shoots down the stairs and he goes, Granddad's ball, Granddad's ball. So everyone starts calling him Granddad.
Unc's ball.
So I just found it funny how it went from 99 being Dad, 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 to 2011 changed into Granddad, and I just thought it was hilarious, and it was something that will always stay with me.
Right, this one, I say Dap's going on Briggs's chair in Madrid. You didn't see me on Briggs's chair in Paris.
I've been told about you in Briggs's chair,
mate. I was racing the police in Paris on Briggs's chair. Do you know the other one that was pretty funny as well? And again, before I tell my story, you're still here, by the way, so thank you, because you stayed a bit longer. That will earn us a bit of dough. But guess what? I don't care about bringing viewers.
I know stories won't make you learn Manchester City Football Club, mate. Bro, it was here before Pep, and it'll be here after Pep.
I just told you, we've maintained for nearly 2 hours, 10 minutes, the same number of people, right? And by the way, I know the watchbacks on a 2 hour long. I've been doing YouTube for about 6-7 years. I also own Never a Foul, right? I know what makes a show that gets a lot of views and a show that doesn't, right? I know all of that, bro. Right now, we're just having a moment. The first 20 minutes of this show will be watched back. After that, nothing, right? People don't watch shows for 2 hours long, brother. So if you're tuning in after 2 hours, 10 minutes to get transfer news, then fucking just watch the first 10 minutes. Simple, yeah? Anyway, the other one for me was when one time it was in the Kipax New, and Moonchester, by this point, had just been come of age. Moonchester was about. He didn't have a missus yet, but Moonchester was there. And this lad was like, Moonchester, can I have a picture? So Moonchester went walking over to have a picture with the lad, and the lad, the absolute shithouse, yeah, just put a bolty pie in Moonchester's face.
I remember them. I remember them coming out. 1997, they came out. We were introduced to Moonchester,
yeah,
and they had the big blue smoke, and they went, "The greatest City fan. City is so big, we've got fans from another planet." And they had Moonchester come out, and everyone was like, "No."
Hey, do you know? And probably the biggest shithouse moment of Manchester City, yeah, is when Moonchester's fucking missus, Moonbeam, right?
When she got introduced.
No. When she tried to sue the fucking club, right? Yeah. Moonchester, if you're still with that slag, dump her now, right? I'm sorry, but she tried to sue our club. Get rid of her. Get her out. Get a new. Get Moonbeam Beam Mark II. We can't have anyone that's trying to take money out of the club. Anyway, listen, we are going to wrap it up here because it's 2 hours, 11 minutes. But I've enjoyed it. This is the type of show we need. And shout Jesus Christ. Can't wait for new season. Hope Pep is... Huh?
You got to remember Jesus Christ and everyone else. We can't... Once the transfer window closes on September 1st, no one's going to have any views then, because what you're telling us, once transfers are over, we're done.
Hold on, I'm confused what he said. Can't wait for the new season. Hope Pep is real for new season. What?
Hope Pep? Pep?
Pep's
gone, mate.
He said hope Pep is ready for the new... He then followed it up with ready. Brother, we've
got Enzo Maresca, mate.
Hold on, I've got the best breaking news for Jesus Christ. Pep's not our manager anymore. Yeah, bro, he must be AI. He must be AI. He's crashed out. He's going mad.
Pep's ready for the new season. Is there?
Yeah,
has he got a new job?
Jesus Christ! You need us to talk about history a bit more, because you don't even know the last 6 months. By the way, did you actually see what came out? That apparently Pep has come out and said that he's not going to manage again.
Apparently so, yeah. Well, again, I presume it was off the interview we did with the crypto guy. He said he's done for a while. I don't know if that means done for a while or just done.
And he said that he needs to spend more time with his family. I think it's pretty clear from how much we saw of his daughter last year. I think that's what he's doing. And his wife.
And again, this is where we're at with Rodri. Family is sometimes more important than anything. We've learned that. Listen, people don't realise the amount of YouTubers who get bollocks off the missus or their husbands or whoever because they spend... You got to realize when you do YouTube full time or you do it a lot, you are sharing your part. Your partner is sharing you.
Yeah, they are facts.
Everybody else who's involved.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's not even that, bro. I was speaking to someone about this the other day. So, my ex-wife, my daughter's mum, shout out Kelly, great human being. She's a... No, that was genuine as well, by the way. I've had it said recently.
I was just away.
No, if you go and look at my Instagram, I've been posting stories of my daughter in New York, and she's out there with her mum. And I had someone the other day, a woman, say to me, like, why are you posting pictures of your daughter, videos of your daughter's mum? I was like, I'm not. I'm posting videos of my daughter. They're like, but your mum's on it. And I was like, her mum is still one of my best friends, and she always will be. Right?
That's good.
It's one of them. Apart from my daughter, is probably the second proudest thing. The fact that me and her mum have managed it so well that we're still good friends, right? Because we're not together, and that's sad. But we both agreed on that we're better apart, and we're good parents like that. Yeah. So
there's a difference between loving someone and being in love with someone.
No, you don't. Listen.
You will always love the mother of your children. You're just not in love with her.
100%, and you should do, and you should want her to succeed, because you should want
You've
your
got
daughter.
A bond for life.
You should want your daughter to be. You should want your daughter to be in the same environment when she's at your house that she's in when she's at her mum's house. You want her mum to thrive, but anyway, she obviously has grown up with me doing YouTube and with her mum. She's a nutritionist, and she does a lot of content as well. So my daughter, when she was like 3 or 4, used to, like, we'd watch her, and she'd be on her iPad, like, going, "Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Please make sure that you hit the like button down below." She didn't own a channel. She wasn't on any social media. She just literally grew up watching us do it. So anyway, we're gonna wrap up here. Martin needs to go sleep.
Thank you for joining me. Sleep at this time. You know this
Look
is
at
early.
you trim bastard. You need to get sponsorship by Manjaro. That's what you need to get sponsorship from. You look little, mate.
I'm trying.
Good jab.
I'm trying.
Anyway,
I'm trying. It's been a while since I've got a size in this for the.
What size? Go on, be honest. What
I'm
size?
not telling you that. Jesus, man.
I need to drop 2 sizes, me. But hopefully I'll do that. And you know what? Shout out to everyone that's been here with us. The numbers have been great because you stayed with us, a lot of you. So, and even more.
Thank
so
you for listening to us, boring bastards.
Yeah. Thanks. Listen.
So you know what? And if you want more of this, we are starting a main road days show on our channel. It's going to be
Absolutely.
videos. And I can't wait because, listen, we all love transfers. We all love Manchester City throughout the games and the post matches, but sometimes there's room to talk about us as well. There's one thing I love about Twitter at the minute, and I hate Twitter 99.999% of the time. But there's one, the big up Luke. There's one thing I love at the minute. You seen that Man City retro? I love it.
Yeah,
takes me back and brings so many memories in.
It is, and this is what YouTube's about. Like I said, anyone that thinks I don't know what works well and what doesn't work well on YouTube, then
yeah, I think me and you combined have got about 16 years in this game.
Yeah,
combined.
And I'll be honest with you, a lot of millions of views I have. Like, go and check out Never a Foul, please. But this is my guilty pleasure. South Stand is my guilty pleasure. And if we're talking of guilty pleasures, then guess what? The uninformed unks. If you have clicked on a show that says the uninformed unks thinking you are going to get some breaking fucking transfer news, touch grass and give your fucking head a wobble, right? Because you're not reading what it says it does on the tin at all. So,
did you get a couple of super chats you might have missed?
Right, so
well, you've got some more kicking the jewels.
I'm going to go through the jewels as well. Shout out to Piplap, always here, big love. Could do with Sean Wright Phillips in this team.
No, because now I do feel old Pip love. I felt so old when I found out how old he was.
Do you know what though? Sean Wright Phillips proves that sometimes second wins do work. You know, I know we look at Gundogan and go, fucking else, we wish he never brought him back. I'll always remember the summer that we got brought out. The most exciting thing was re-signing Sean Wright Phillips for me.
8.5 mil.
Yeah, and he was mint as well in pre-season.
Shame his brother wasn't as good.
Oi, we've got Stretford Elite who's saying laughing disco. I'm going to presume you mean disco pants Niall Quinn. Shout out to all the other jewels as well. Appreciate everyone selling me their crown jewels. Yeah, we've gone through them all. Right, people, gonna leave it here. I might be back tomorrow morning, depending on if there's any actual breaking news.
Best of luck in your job. Everyone wish Daps good luck in his brand new job.
A week to go. But yeah.
By the way, just that you'll have to get a replacement unk in a couple of weeks. I'm going to Scotland.
Yeah, I will do as well. And like I said, morning shows are going to be locked off soon, unless Saturday or Sunday. But I'm going to be doing more evening shows. So, right, people, we're going to end it here. Everyone have a good night's sleep and big love. And I'm going to leave you with this.
To be fair, I was mainly the brunt of the jokes, and fair enough, you know, if that's my role, I'll take it. As long as I'm involved. Do not leave me out.